7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy.
Wait for it. Thick and slick.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, the most uninformed moto podcast out there on the old interwebs.
Did that get any traction?
I don't know yet.
We should see if that's a tag.
Comment below if you like that catch line, because if you do, we're going to make shirts. Anyway, we are back, Aftermath Army, with episode number 186. We are wrapping up Oakland Supercross here. This is my second podcast of the day. I was on Cooksy the Coach earlier, so it was a good time.
Go watch that show whenever it comes out.
Yeah, go check that out. Chris runs a really nice show there. So we did that. My internet was a little laggy, so sorry about all that. But we are back here to do our normal show. Before we get started here, as everyone can see, Supercross only is not quite here yet. He's late as per normal. Most women are late with pretty much everything they do. There we are. So anyway, let's thank our sponsors here of the show. So want to thank our presenting sponsors, Energy Fuel, Premier Custom Trailers, and TLR Coatings. Those guys are awesome. Also want to thank our secondary sponsors that are on board with us here. Alias Sport, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Gutter Worx, Isaac Nelson Design, and Clutch Media. Real big thanks to Clutch Media. We got our first From the Stands video, which is some behind the scenes footage that you don't really get to see, courtesy of Sater over at Clutch. So make sure to check those out. They come out Thursday or Friday. He was a little behind this week, but he thinks he's got his schedule down, so we will see those videos hopefully go up Thursdays from now on.
Is he flying back and forth from Florida?
I have no idea what he's doing, to be honest with you. So anyway, so make sure to check out all our sponsors. Links in the description down below to all of them, and we'll kind of give us some shout outs to some of these as we move on here. If you guys want to buy any merch or help support us in any other way, we have a Patreon page. We are trying to figure out how to come up, but I'm going to be honest, it's really tricky for me to do what we're doing with free content and then still try to produce paid content for Patreon. So but we do have a Patreon where you can help us out if you want to. We have Amazon links in the description. If you go there, anything you buy on Amazon, if you click it through that link will help us out. We have some merch links available down below. And the biggest thing you can do is just like, subscribe, comment down below, share our content. If you're listening, leave us a 5-star review, and make sure to do all the things as far as sharing and stuff. Wow, look at that. Here he comes.
With food in his hand.
Did you bring food Did you bring snacks for the whole class? It doesn't shut all the way. It's a little swollen right now.
I ate it on the way here.
Wow. Talk about rude. Over here.
On your left.
On your left.
I see the Dirt Bike Depot hats.
No, not yet. Actually, I will text Matt here while we're recording, I'll text him later and see where we're at on that. So anyway, thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks to all you for watching. Like I said, we are here. We are going to wrap up Oakland and talk about a few other things. We got a couple guests coming on. As always, we've got privateer hero Kevin Moranz coming on first, right after we get done wrapping up the race, and then special guest later, former team owner. He owns the Nest, or I guess it's Moto Sandbox now, training facility. He is former owner of Planet Fitness, the entire thing, not just a single store. Mike Grondahl coming on later to kind of talk about the industry and some business talk as far as the moto industry goes. And he is a true gem of the sport, and he's a good time to talk to. So,
wonder if he's going to be high for this interview.
God, who knows?
God, I hope
Hopefully.
Well,
Really?
guaranteed.
What
you're saying
He'll
is
be
this
high.
show-
He'll be high. I'll be drunk, and it'll be great.
So what you're saying is this show is solely sponsored by CBD Alias or whatever?
Alias Sport.
Yeah.
Good job with the name. No.
I should have brought a blunt just to.
Oh my God!
Hey,
No,
Mike.
we're not doing that. We're on YouTube. We cannot do that on YouTube.
Do you
okay?
think Travis brings him on and say, Brought to you by Alias CBD Mike Grondahl. Or no?
Oh yeah. Brought to
does
you
he
by
blow
Alias Sport.
It's a crapshoot at this point, to be honest with you.
All right. Anyway,
Depends on how many of those he has by the time.
What is that?
Mike
A
comes
Red Bull
out.
vodka or what?
No, it's
a Red
Captain
Bull
and Coke.
vodka. Do I look like a 13-year-old girl?
Oh God, Captain and Coke.
I don't know what you look like, to be honest.
Jimmy Neutron. Fucking Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, squid.
Wow.
Dude, we're not the only people that said it.
What?
Other people, Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, well, I'm fine with that. He was a boy genius. And I'm like a genius about stuff, so it's cool.
So what did I walk in on? Where are we at?
Just a
Nothing. We
spot,
just
just a
got
read.
the intros done. We
Oh.
were talking a little bit about me being on Cooksy and the Coach this afternoon, so we are now we're moving on. We're wrapping up the Oakland race. So, oh wait, hold on. The 450 Oakland wrap-up section.
Oh, are you just going to do 450s at first every time now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Energy Fuel. Best fucking drink out there. Keep yourself fueled, energized, and strong from start to finish.
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, 250 class, I'm going to go on a fucking tangent.
Pick up.
Are you going to go on the same tangent I'm going on?
Can I finish the sponsor read, please, assholes? From the people that are actually paying us. Well, paying for stuff so we can do this fucking show at this point. Energy Fuel. Pick yours up at CoachRobStore.com. Shout out Coach Rob and Complete Racing
Love you, Coach.
Solutions. Moto E Academy coming soon to Michigan. All right. Anyway, let's get started. 450s.
Hey,
Oh boy,
we
here
called
go.
the winner.
Yes,
We're
we did.
fucking
We
right on
did.
that.
I
Hey.
knew I was going to get to that point, but
Yeah.
we
looks-
called
hey,
him.
Hey, looks fucking good on that Kawasaki, doesn't he, boys?
Jason Anderson went. Did you see? Can we talk about the crash he had in practice? Holy fucking shit,
I don't really think it was that bad.
dude! It was pretty bad.
He hit a tough block and just let go of the bike.
He
Simple as
jumped
that.
out. He jumped out of the rut.
I mean,
Whiskeyed.
no worse than
tough
what happened
block.
in 2018 when he stepped onto the table and decided to cross run
That
and
was
die.
worse. That was the worst.
That's what I mean.
Like I don't think his crash in practice was really that bad.
No.
He said it was pretty gnarly, and he was the one who did it. So
I do think, though, the one funny thing, a little off topic, but talk about crashes in practice when they
boy,
were
here we
focusing on Jerry Robin and he got loose in the whoops at the exact time that Blair was talking about him and he goes over the berm.
Oh, that was
and then
epic.
Blair's like, oh, yep, never mind.
that was a very
Oh,
Jerry.
yeah, I
that was a
forgot
very
about that.
Jerry Robin thing to do.
Yep.
But overall, dude, he looked good all day. I mean, pretty much we thought he was going to be good last week, and here we are, parity. Two races, two winners.
Think about had he got second last week like he should have. He'd be have a decent
Red
sized gap.
plates look pretty good on those cows.
He'd have a decent sized points lead right about now.
You want to know what would be hilarious?
What's that?
He'd have the red plate before AC ever did. He's got to win before AC on the cow.
Holy shit!
Yeah, but this
second
is-
race ever, wins a Supercross. Oh my god!
But
Oh.
this is what I mean. This is what we thought he should be doing since 2018 is winning 1,400 days, 47 races between wins. Like that's
That
a
winner was
lot.
impressive though, boys. That was an impressive
It
win
was.
Through the
last night.
pack. He had pressure, and we're going to talk about that guy too.
I mean, me and Wyman were talking about this before I came here, and we were talking about certain guys like with had Eli got a start or if Kenny would have. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really think it would have mattered what happened with anybody else last night. I think Ando was gonna win that race no matter what.
Dude, he looked good. He was going to be on the box pretty much.
And he was good all the way to the end.
Yes.
is what I like.
Which is something. Let's be honest, he's had a hard time doing since his championship, looking good the entire main. Like there'll be moments where he's like really fast, and then it'll be like, oh, he drops a second a lap. But dude, the entire main. I mean, I don't know what the lap times look like, but I'm going to assume he was probably within a second of his lap time. The
Yeah,
entire
and, and
I
let's
don't know.
let's point out that he had a Baker boy behind him, and you know the Baker boys shouldn't get tired, and
No,
he kind
exactly.
of broke him.
He did. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, he said in the press conference, he was like, yeah, I was lagging a little bit. Then I turned around and realized like how close AP actually was and went, oh, shit, I guess I should get going.
Well, that's my point, though. He was able to turn it back on.
Yeah. So,
it's really hard because it's only the second round, but I kind of said this in the A1 post show that if Ando continues to do this and say we get to round 5 or 6 and he has another win and then just a bunch of podiums, man, that's going to I just
I
feel
don't
like
know.
he's
I'm completely out on championship talk
I am
because
too.
we're 2 rounds in.
But I think what I am too. What I'm trying to get at is, and I think Anderson is one of those guys since he's already done it, and because people already have this narrative on him, that if you give him a little bit of confidence, I don't know if he's one of those guys that you want to give said confidence to.
I don't think so either.
Because he already knows how to win a championship. Whether you want to say, oh, he won that because he was the fastest guy. But like I said, he knows how to win. He's in a program or a situation that he's really comfortable with. He obviously loves and gels with the bike. He gets along with everybody there. he starts clicking off more wins, especially because it's been such a long time, and he's going to have that hunger to keep doing it because, let's be honest, since 2018, there has been a huge narrative around him that, oh, it was one and done. It's never going to happen again. He hadn't, like you just said, he hadn't won since Atlanta.
I did notice he starts a lot better on that bike, too.
Well, yeah, that's
He's up near the front.
Well, in that power curve, I was telling this to Wyman, that power curve fits, like, he's a guy that likes to ride a gear high. He rides in the meat of the power. You listen to him half the time, even in corners, he's in third and fourth most of the time. So that Cowie, as much as I'm not a Cowie guy, that motor fits his style, just like the chassis does. Like I said, I'm out on the picking championships. It's way too early, especially with how the points are right now. But I'm just saying that if he can keep this going, we're going to have to reevaluate where we think that he'd never win a title again because, dude, that was just – I was super impressed. I picked him for the win. We both did, but I didn't think he would win like that.
It was impressive, but I'm much like you. Until we
It's
get
early.
5 or 6 rounds in and I see either the parity continue or him continue to stay up there, I'm out. Of talking about championship talk. Great ride.
Yep.
Not taking anything away from it. He looks awesome on that bike, but I think he looks awesome much like he did on the Husky, and it was just last night was his night.
The one thing I will say, though, the last thing I'll say about him as far as the title, if he keeps this going, is, and people don't talk about this enough, they want to talk about, how he won the title, like, it was lucky he wasn't the fastest guy. He won the title in 2018 in a way that is sustainable, the same way Ryan Dungey did.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
2-3 rounds ago, he blew out his front wheel and kind of had a rodeo and still won it.
He won 4 races that year, and then the rest he was pretty much on the box the entire season. We talk about who's the fastest guy, but Anderson won a championship with something you can do every time.
Consistency, yeah.
Yeah. So I just, like I said, I'm totally out on it. It's way too early, especially with how crazy the 450 class is right now. But you come to back in 6 rounds and he's doing this again. Man, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to beat a guy with the way he holds himself.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't put pressure on himself.
No. But let's move on. So second place, AP. I mean, that was a completely different AP that showed up from
Hey,
day
can I
one.
point something out? I didn't
fucking
listen
wrong.
to the interview. Did you guys listen to the interview?
The swap, which one? The interview after the race?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it either.
The press conference?
No,
No, on the
interview on the
podium.
podium.
I listened to the press conference. Well, yeah,
I wanted to go back and listen to it, but I don't have Peacock yet. I'm still bumming off my boys. But
Come on, Cole.
what?
Come on, it's $5.99 a month, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys all want to split it?
No.
Oh.
I just pay for it myself. He
Anyway.
pays for it himself.
Can I get that password?
No, just pay for it, you cheap fuck.
You don't stay rich by giving money away.
Oh,
my God. Here we go.
Anyways, can we get back to this?
Fucking, I'm 90% sure he said, yeah, we had a great week of testing here in California, figured out some things with the bike. Who said that? Come on, give me some credit
No,
here.
I'll admit, I was fucking wrong.
Give me some credit here.
Yeah, you're right. I was totally wrong.
If I would go back to that interview and listen to that, and that's what he said, unless I'm just hearing what I want to hear.
He did say the testing thing. He also said in the press conference that he was super, like, last week did not feel like a race to him. He didn't get up for it, is what he said, which I understand that too, coming from a sports background, of like, there's some nights that you just show up and you're not in it. Like,
You're just going
to
through the
do it.
motions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just like doesn't feel like game day. And then there's other nights, like last night, he shows up, feels like race day, he's ready to fucking go, and boom, he comes out, gets a second. And I mean,
That's another crazy part of our sport too, is the mental side of it. We always talk about it, but those guys that can just lock into that mode each weekend is pretty incredible.
yep.
The big question, though, is that if the testing thing, that was pretty much what it was at A1, and you
Now it's just going to get better.
But
and the fitness is going to start peaking a little later
that's
in the
my
season.
question, though, is do we think he can keep doing it, though?
I don't know. The jury's out on him as far as I'm concerned. As I said on the Cooksey show earlier, I've been on this train.
You were on the Cooksey show.
I've been on this train. It was a very lateral move from Yamaha to KTM, so I don't necessarily see this being much different than if you would have been on Blue Crew this year. It just was a lateral move, and this is just where it's at. Because he asked me if I thought that the Alden Baker training program was part of this, and I said, I don't.
No, because he had
I
good
don't
rides
give
last
that-
year.
Yeah, I don't give that kind of credit for a ride like this, like whatever. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I mean,
If he stays up on the box, then okay, maybe we can start talking about like new AP. However, if it continues and it's 8th, 5th, 3rd, 8th, 5th, 3rd, 2nd, whatever, same AP, different year.
I just, with AP, my biggest thing is kind of like last year in, what was it? Was it the second Atlanta round?
Yeah,
That he was leading the mud race. Was it the second one? The one he was leading and he got loose in the whoops and went down.
Yeah.
We've seen that from AP. I mean, dude, we've seen it in outdoors. A few times he was lead, he'd make a dumb mistake, especially the one at Unadilla when he almost killed himself.
yeah.
It's just, we know he knows how to win championships on the 250s, but the thing I got to see with AP is how does he handle being out front for an entire main.
Yeah.
And I know that Atlanta was different. You can say the track was greasy, whatever. He was, wasn't really trying to rhythm through that whoop section. He was trying to blitz through, and maybe that was his downfall. But we haven't seen enough of AP lead a 450 race enough to know, like, can he keep doing this? And is this a new AP?
Well, I mean, he led Daytona for a long time.
But my point is that he didn't finish it, though. He didn't get the win. That's my point.
And I think that was a fitness thing.
Yes. So, like, to me, it's kind of like what we say with Sexton. Like, once he gets that first win, it's going to – we all know it's easier once you get the first win. I just still have to see I got to see all the way down to literally the last lap. Like, he could have a 10-second lead with a lap to go or 2 laps to go, and I still will not be comfortable that can he finish that final lap.
No.
Which is not a knock on him. It's just you just don't know.
But I was thinking about this morning, okay? And we'll go off on a little tangent here. So you've got AP, Mookie, AC, Sexton, and we're all like, all these dudes could win. But then they all have these little hiccups, and we're like, dude, what the hell? Like, are they ever going to do it? Are they ever going to do it? At some point, it has to happen, okay? At some point, one of them or multiples of them are going to have to pull off the first one. And then that's when we see, okay, who are they at that point? Are they a one and done? Or are they, that clicked the gear to take me to the next level? But it has to happen, okay? Because Kenny, Eli, and Webb are all going to, quote-unquote, retire here at some point soon, especially Kenny and Eli, we know, are the first couple to go. Ando's probably getting really close also. Webb probably has a few more years, but then you're going to have a few more years of these guys. So at some point, these guys are going to have to win. Like, it's just law of what we see because we don't have anyone a la Stewart, a la Carmichael, Chad, that's just going to go out and fucking dominate the entire season. Like, it's just not going to happen anymore.
The points right now, I know it's 2 rounds, are fucking crazy.
Dude, it's awesome.
I never would have guessed that this would the points
The top
would look
8
like.
are 8 points separated.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, Roxon had a shit dick night, and he's only 8.
8 out, yeah.
Like I said, I would never have guessed. I mean, you could guess the Coop thing, but if you would have told me after 2 rounds, and like I said, I'm not trying to, it's 2 rounds, that Ando, Coop, and Barsha would be your top 3 in points, I'd be like, there's no way, you're high.
And I was shocked when they were showing the points, and Barsha comes out of there with the red plate.
That didn't shock me at all. When he was in 3rd and the night Kenny was having, I was like, dude, Barsha's
I didn't even think twice about the red plate.
Well, like I said,
did.
think about the fact that if Barsha wouldn't have sawed off his front end right now, Ando 2-1 the first 2 rounds, his points lead would be pretty decent right now.
Yeah. I mean, Barsha, 2/3.
Tomac was catching him, though.
Yeah, and I'm not putting any stock in this at all because we've seen Barsha have good starts to the years.
Yeah,
how many years in a row now? This is the same Barsha we've seen before, other than he didn't win the opener.
But last year, though, like we said in the preview show, though, last year was the furthest he had been into a championship where he was still so like he was good last year. Yes, he kind of faded off a little bit. But, I mean, dude, he's kind of doing the same thing. He just doesn't have the win yet. Now, if he can keep this rolling, like, it's going to be the same as last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at, but
I think it's hilarious, too, like whenever Tomac's behind him.
Yeah.
Tomac won't pass him.
That was awesome.
No.
Did anybody else see that last night? See Tomac kind of catching him and then go, he's never going to get by him anyway because he's going to freak out.
Yeah.
So.
That was like he would catch him, drop a little bit, catch him, drop a little bit, and I think at some point Eli would go, dude, there's like 2 laps to go. There's no point in like ragdolling myself into the ground.
Which is wild because after qualifying and in the heat race yesterday, was anybody else thinking like, dude, Tomac's going to
I thought
dominate?
Tomac was going to walk everyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought
so
so
too.
yeah.
After that heat race, dude.
After that heat race, I was like, he is fucking fast.
That's why I made the comment. And the bike looked good too.
Yeah, it did.
It looked real fucking good.
I'll tell you what, though, he's 5 points out now.
Is he 4th or 5th?
No, he's.
I mean,
sixth.
1 through
He's
1 through 10.
Yeah.
Still have a shot.
I mean, you could throw a
thing,
blanket
honestly,
over.
so,
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Cole. You could throw a blanket over through 1 through 10.
But it's like I said, and I've been saying, if they figure this bike out for him, and he is within spitting range like he is right now at the end of January, like these boys are in trouble because we all know February, March, April is fucking when he turns it on.
Question though is,
but other boys are going to be turning it on at the same time.
Well, yeah, but so the winner in all of this is all of
When
us
does he
because
gotta
we're
get a
going to
win,
get to
though?
see him and Webb fucking battle it out.
Dude, see, that's the crazy thing though is it goes back to not getting ahead of ourselves. I just don't know after the way these 2 rounds have gone that I can just. We think it's going to be between Eli and Webb, but like dude, I don't know. There's so many variables this year. Like we talk every year parity, and then we were like, fuck, it's always the same 3 guys.
Well,
but so far through 2 rounds, and yes, it's only 2 rounds, but dude, we've never had it like this.
And I hate to be this guy too.
Last
knock
year was
on
the
wood.
Same. Last year was the same.
Nobody's hurt yet.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, but who was the three guys, though, 1, 2, 3 after first 2 rounds last year? Eli, Kenny, Coop. Those were your 3 guys in the points.
But it's the same thing as last year. We had multiple different dudes on the podium.
Coop also didn't get a 7th place
couple different
in the
people
first 2 rounds last year.
So, like...
it wasn't like this last year.
I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree.
I'm not convinced. I'm convinced by the time we hit mid-February here, so we're 6 rounds in, 7 rounds in, whatever. I'm convinced by the time we hit mid-February, the cream will rise to the top. You're going to see Webb, Tomac, maybe Kenny, maybe somebody else. Maybe
I don't know about
Ando's still
Kenny.
there.
That was pretty discouraging.
I'll tell you what, though. Last night proved that Coop's, if he doesn't get a top 5 start, he's not winning a race. Nobody is.
Yeah, Coop's night was weird. It was super weird because he was good in qualifying.
Well, he was good the first session of qualifying. The second session, when the track started
You know what
breaking
was
down.
really weird? Is Coop was better in the first section when there were whoops.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
broke down and he was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, too. Another thing, once the track started, and it definitely didn't get as soft as we thought it would last night. Not compared to the years before, 2018, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is weird because usually think too when the track starts to break down, it starts hitting the bottom and stuff. Like Coop just being able to carve corners, like that's where he makes up his time.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much in the same spot the whole night, though.
He didn't
he
move
didn't-
forward
he
at
didn't
all.
do
forward, or he
anything.
didn't really go back either.
And he didn't really drop Marv either after
No.
Marv caught him.
Yep.
Nope. Okay, so let's talk Mookie here. Kind of same as what we've seen before.
He ain't winning a race this year.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Man, I'm
I'm
not
just
giving
waiting
up
to
yet.
see how this program works for him because those boys don't peak until the other side of the coast.
I just don't see it. And also another thing too, and it was, I mean, I understand the whoops were either getting that rut like a little bit close to the far right, and then they were getting cupped. But dude, what was it when who was he behind? It was, I can't remember. It was in the heat race of the main, but he jumped in behind somebody. He caught him in the whoops, and you're just thinking, oh, he's going to blow that second set of whoops. Oh, he's going to blow right by him.
He was not good in the whoops last
That's
night.
what I mean, though. So, like, it's not I'm not saying it's a bike thing. It's not a bike thing or whatever. But that just shows me that I still think in the back of his head, he is concerned that if he goes balls to the wall, heat race Mookie, that he's going to hit the ground.
Yeah.
And
Because
he did.
you would normally see him blow past people, and I'm blanking on who it was. I can't remember if it was in the heat race of the main.
The heat race, and then he went to go rail the shit
But
out
who
of that
was it?
corner.
Do you remember who it was, though? Was it Kenny? It was somebody that, was it Eli? Maybe it was Eli.
I don't know. Every lap I was like, yep, he's going to square this up
And he did.
to the left of that double,
Yep.
all the way down the whoops on the left side.
And he didn't.
He got close. And then,
He didn't,
yeah.
but he didn't. But normally, where you see him like right at the tail end of the whoops, where he really starts driving forward, he'd go past him.
Yeah.
He didn't. And I know that it's just one section, but because he is so much better than everybody in that one particular section, to see him not do that, that just I can't.
It's a little weird.
I can't think. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna get it. I don't think he's gonna get a win this year.
I don't know.
I'd
I'm
say
not off it yet.
I'm not. Yeah, I think end of the year again, like where like he snuck in a podium last
Yeah, I
year,
mean,
like that kind of shit.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's going to come before that.
Do you think it'll become on the West Coast or the East
So
Coast?
so out of the Baker boys, then let me hit you with this: which one of the two Baker boys gets one first?
AP.
I called 2 for AP, but
I'm going to call AP will get a win. I didn't call AP for a win, but I think if you're asking.
Out of the 3 Baker boys, who wins one first?
Wait a minute.
I'm going to
2.
stick.
2. AP and Mookie.
AP and Mookie?
AP.
I'm going to stick with AP.
It's gotta be.
I'm going to stick with Mookie, sorry.
See, I got to go AP because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
trust
AP.
Mookie every race. Whereas AP, even if he's not the new AP is just more conservative than Mookie. Like, I feel like if Mookie's in a situation to win a race, he is going to go next level hyperspeed, and you're just going to see him fucking die.
It's going to be awesome. Okay. So let's talk about HRC because I honestly thought in practice that the whole 450 HRC team was done. And dude.
I mean, when
we
Chase
were,
decided to blitz the top of Kenny's head?
God, that's scary.
Dude, we were
know.
3 inches away from another Weston Pike.
Which
literally,
if anybody
if you watch
knows,
that, he like skimmed up here. That's why the visor went all the shit. And like you move 3 inches this way, and he, bam,
which if anybody
in the
knows what we're
goggles.
talking about, it's not. That's a.
that's a.
I mean, it's a
terrible thing.
I mean, it's horrible. But seriously, we were like 3 inches away from a secondary Weston Pike here.
Did you guys think that when Kenny got up and he was kind of like sitting there and he wasn't like he was moving, but he wasn't like trying to see if all of his limbs were moving, but he was just kind of sitting there on his ass? Did any of it going through your mind like, well, this is the end of Ken Roxon. Like this is done.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see the this was before we saw the replay.
I was really impressed that he kept riding that qualifying session.
And then threw a knack and stuff, I guess. So
Yeah.
I actually was more impressed the fact that Sexton got up the way he did, because like when he clipped Kenny's head and then it bounced him into the whoop and shot him forward, I was like, oh, here we go again with Chase Sexton.
Did they even show his whole?
No, I didn't see.
I didn't see it either. Somebody probably has it somewhere.
Is it bad that when that flag came out and I knew those two were the only two up there on the track that I thought Sexton had done something stupid? And
I thought
taken both
Sexton
of them?
did something stupid.
Yeah. So
he also
super lucky to get away with it.
had a weird day. Sexton, that is.
Sexton had a really
to
weird
win the
day.
heat race and then to just drop anchor like he did in the main.
Yeah,
after
that
the way
was-
he rode in, like, and he hit the ground. He crashed at some point because he was running 8th, and then he goes back to 11th.
Yeah.
He was in like 5th at one point.
Yeah, so like within like the first 5 minutes or whatever. So he hit the ground somewhere that we didn't see. But then even when he got all of his bearings and he calmed himself down, he didn't go anywhere.
No.
Like
I mean, Ken didn't go anywhere. He was 13th and
No,
didn't go anywhere.
so what-
I think Ken though had a lingering.
No, I think what happened with Ken is when he hit the ground in the main, he went, okay, this has been a long day. Let's just get the fuck out of here in one piece, and we'll move on to San Diego.
Really weird thing for Ken to crash the way
That
he
is
did, too.
super-
But it's not weird. I think it's something to do with that bike. Like
The new bike?
He crashed that way last year in Atlanta in the whoops.
I don't
Same
know. I
exact
think
way.
I think it was
and then
just
did
the
it twice. And then Hunter Lawrence, he started getting the same kicks.
I think it was just those whoops last night. Those whoops were a fucking minefield for everybody. How many guys did we see hit the ground in the whoops?
But
Shimoda does a front flip.
Kenny doesn't normally go down in
Mumford,
the whoops, though.
Kenny
Mumford
doesn't go
died multiple times in the whoops during the day. He said in
But
his
to Cole's
post
point,
race.
Kenny doesn't normally go down.
Kenny
in the whoops, though.
doesn't, but still, how many?
Like if you were
dudes
to
did
say
we
that
see
he like
crash?
G'd out on a rhythm section and like got loose, I'd be like, oh, okay, because we've seen that from Kenny. But like in the whoops, like let's be real, Kenny not only has the best form in the whoops of anybody, but his bike always tracks like an arrow through the whoops.
Yeah.
That was weird to me.
Yeah, it was
and it was like same thing. It gave me flashbacks of Atlanta last year. He went down the same way, and then to do it again in the main in the other set.
Like I said, I hate to harp on the fact that I keep saying with this being the second round, but dude, there's just a lot of telling things already with these guys that like I feel that this is going to be just a rough year for Kenny.
Yeah,
It's
it
going to
could
be it's going to be a very up and down year. And that's why I still stand by. I don't think he's going to be top 3 in points at the end of the year.
I'm just completely out on Kenny altogether because this shit happens to him before, and everybody's like,
And he's
"Oh
a mental
yeah, he's
fuck.
done," and
It's a
then comes
mental
out
fuck.
and dominates everybody the next round.
He's still within 10 points, so like whatever.
8 points after a 13th, you got to be pumped on that.
Yeah.
No, if you were to look at the points, I would not disagree with you guys at all. But I'm just saying, though, for him to have that type of night only 2 rounds in, that's not a Ken Roxon thing that's normal for him. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't normally have those kind of struggles in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, it was just a weird night all around. So, okay, moving on. Let's talk about your boy Dylan.
Rode good in the main.
Bad fucking starts again, just like we've said.
And he got 6th.
Yep.
So he caught and passed Cooper Webb and dropped him.
Yep.
So, I mean, good night for him. I mean, he's probably...
Still your title guy?
No.
Do you think he's out of the title contention?
I don't think he's out. I think, once again, it's too early, but he's not my title. I don't know who my title pick
He's
is at
out.
this point. I don't think so.
He's out.
I don't think so. Where's he at in the points?
I don't know. Hold on.
Because I'm honestly asking. I don't know.
No, I mean, I'm looking here. Hold on.
But yeah, again, his starts fucking.
Well, Eli's in the same boat because, like, Eli, this is 2 rounds now that they've literally started 3 spots different from each other.
He is in 11th.
What's his like? How far back is he?
He's got 24 points, so I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't think he's out of.
15 back maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's out of contention, but he's not my title pick right now. But I don't know who would be my title pick if you put a gun to my head right now. I don't know who's the favorite.
Yeah, he's 15 out.
Now, if he gets over the 21, 22 mark, then yeah, I'm out.
If he doesn't get a win in the next 2 weeks, he's done.
I mean, yeah, but
he needs
but-
to win either San Diego or Anaheim too. If he
Has
doesn't win
his,
San Diego
have
or
his
Anaheim
performances
too, he's
humbled you at all, Justin?
for him,
Yes.
no, because this is what he's kind of done his entire career.
out. Here we go.
What? Did he not prove for 2 weekends in a row, though, that if you're going to say one
You're
person...
significantly lower than what you were on him.
Because he hasn't won a race yet. I'm not going to pick... I didn't pick Dylan to win.
I'm just busting your balls because you like put a crown on this man and lowered him from the ceiling.
Okay, but Cooper Webb doesn't have a win yet this season through 2 rounds. Ken Roxon doesn't. He got the one right there. Eli doesn't have a
Coop had
win.
the podium.
Cooper Webb's got two Supercross titles,
I understand
so
that.
there's a big difference between him and Dylan Ferrandis.
But also, Cooper Webb is not going to come through the pack either, just like Dylan's not going to come back through the pack and win.
Coop has done it before.
I get
He
you
has not done
if
it.
you wanted me to give a percentage pie as to who I thought would come through the pack and win a race first, either Cooper Webb or Dylan Ferrandis, I have 100% confidence in Cooper Webb. And
I would say
have
Coop
next
just
to
because
nothing.
of his Oakland ride last year, kind of what he did at A1.
But I don't think this year is anything like last year. I think this
Houston
year
too.
is,
I mean, we could keep going.
So do you think that Cooper Webb, if he got a 17th place start, would be able to come up to 6th right now?
It depends.
I think he could come close.
Yeah.
Where was it last night then?
Webb?
Last night looked
Dylan
like he was
caught-
just kind of
I
riding
don't know.
around.
Last
man.
night was a weird night
And
for
Dylan
everyone.
caught and passed him from like what, 7 spots behind him?
I don't care. I don't care because there's nothing that's telling me that Dylan.
It's okay. When we get to Thrasher, I'm gonna fucking school the
Oh,
shit
boy,
out of him.
here
I'm
we
on
go.
your page on that
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna
There's-
fucking
Travis
there
sounds like an idiot when we get to that
There is
point.
nothing. To
Look,
me
I
that
understand
is
you guys'
saying-
reservation because
When we get to outdoors and you tell me, dude, he's going to get 30th place starts and win that fucking title, I'm going to be right beside you going, yep, he fucking is. But
Well,
in
that's good.
Supercross, I'm fucking out, dude. He just does
Can I just
not
ask you- can I just
have-
ask you-
Supercross doesn't come to him as naturally.
No, he just
Can I just
doesn't
ask
have
you
the
one thing?
starts.
If he
Maybe
gets
it's the greats.
If I can just ask, if I have just one thing that I want to move off of this
Okay.
because there's other guys
Yeah,
we
I
can
know.
talk about.
I know. We got to move
All
on.
right, both of you. This question for both of you. If he gets a 5th place starter better, is he going to win?
No.
How do you figure?
I don't know.
It depends on who's out front. There's a lot of
I'm a
there's a lot
50
of
I'm a
there's a lot of
50-50
variables
shot.
here, but
Who
No,
could
no,
beat
okay,
him?
so-
hold on. Let me start running down the list here. Ken Roxon, Cooper Webb, Eli Tomac.
He caught and passed Cooper Webb last
Anderson.
night, and I guarantee if you look at his lap times from A1, they're better than Cooper's because he was coming through the pack at an insane rate.
I guarantee you, Dylan is sitting there going, "What the fuck do I have to do to get a win?" And
If
Webb,
Dylan-
after last night, is like, "Yeah, whatever." I
If
got fucking
Dylan
eighth
gets
place,
a
I'm
top,
cool.
okay, so say Dylan gets a top 5 start and everything, like he doesn't have bike issues, nobody takes him out. It's just a normal night, like him putting in laps.
who's out front?
It doesn't matter who's out front.
No, no,
he's caught.
no,
He's proven
it
he can.
matters.
How
I think
did-
it matters who's out front.
How did? Okay, answer me this then. How does it matter? No, I'm not gonna get irate because I'm gonna save that for Thrasher. How does it matter when he's proven 2 weekends in a row right now that he can catch and pass those dudes? And I know that passing them is different, but he literally passed Cooper Webb last night like he was standing still. And you could say that he was just riding around, but let's be real. Cooper Webb is not a fucking easy person to pass. And he passed him like it was nothing. So you want to talk about, okay, these guys, like it matters out who's out front, but how does it when he's 2 weekends in a row right now, he's proven he can catch and pass these dudes? That's the only thing that's going to separate him from getting a good start and winning. What does he have to do then? Because he caught all these guys 2 weekends in a row right now from what, 18th and a 15th place start. So
If you're asking me, could it happen?
No, I'm asking
Yes.
you, would it happen if he gets a 5th place start next week, no matter who's out front? If he's a 5th place and he's within eyeing distance of the 1st place dude after lap 2, does he win a race? Does he win that
I'm
race?
50-50. Honestly, I'm 50-50.
Okay, fine.
That is the best you're going to get me is 50-50. Because if he can see, coming across the line, lap 2, he can see Kenny. Say Kenny's within 3 seconds of him.
Yeah, and I don't really care
But
who's out front.
but Kenny's
Anderson,
Kenny's one of those dudes. He could put 10 seconds on him in the next 2 laps, and then
Or he
Dylan might catch him.
Yeah.
But Dylan might not.
Or he could drop anchor 10, 12 minutes
Could do
in.
that too.
So
Could
that's
do that
just,
too.
I'm just looking at it as the fact that he
The best I'm going to give him is a 50-50. There is no other than him hole shotting and taking off in the first 3 laps.
What happens if he hole shots a race?
If he hole shots, then I could very easily see it getting done. But I
Who
could also
would-
very easily I'm more say 80%.
because I don't think the
chance he
crashing
wins.
thing. I don't think the crashing thing is Dylan's problem anymore.
I don't think the crashing thing is either.
Because
But
that
I
was the
think
narrative on
bad-
him for a while.
It was, yes, very much so. But I think the bad starts are the narrative on him right now.
Yeah, I just look at his speed. That I think that if he gets a start like that, I don't think there's anybody faster than him in the class for 20+1.
If he gets a
I
start,
saw a tweet from Ferrandis maybe or somebody, but
was it
very
saying, "Fuck
pissed off.
Pulpum X"? Was it saying "fuck Pulpum X"? Because
No,
that'd be
no, no.
awesome. Oh.
Very
Was he pissed at us?
very pissed off about not getting good starts. Knows that he needs to work on it. So
Well, yeah, and that's good though.
and he's known that forever though.
And it's not like he's probably not working on them. I mean, we heard stories in outdoors where they were burning up clutches.
He was practicing starts in Danger Boys vlog, so he's got to be practicing them.
They better figure fucking something else out.
It might be a great thing though. You might be onto that because his starts at the beginning of outdoors weren't great, but then midway into the season, like his average.
That's why I
starting
like the
position,
dirt start. Like there's an art. There's a science to packing a gate.
which with and also with the way Dylan is, with how naturally talented is and his style, like.
Which is why I brought it up. Maybe it's the greats that are hurting his starts.
Which is really
indoors.
weird though, because also on the other end of that conversation, this is the last thing I'll say. Greats are going to be consistent every time. Now, yes,
Yeah.
obviously your traction might be so good that when you hit a rut that's a little jagged, it's
But
going to
here-
hit you harder. But the great is the same every
I
fucking
think
time.
100% to me it comes to whoever that technician is. I mean, look at Anderson. Dog
Yeah.
shit starts on the factory Husky team. They obviously got issues over there.
I can tell you this, that if Dylan and Eli start within 3 spots of each other for the next, like, they keep doing this, by the time we go to East Coast, Yamaha's going to be pulling their fucking hair out.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 weekends in a row. Eli has started, like, 12th, and Dylan started, like, 15th.
Well, they better send somebody in there to figure out the fucking ECU then, because the Honda guys got it dialed, the fucking KTM guys got it figured out.
Cowie's dialed, yeah. So,
But
all
yeah,
right.
anyway.
As far as 450 stuff goes, the last thing I got, can we talk about the Brees on 7 Deuce Deuce crime and then the instant fucking
Can we just
karma?
talk about the whole fucking LCQ?
Dude, that LCQ made up for the other 3 LCQs because the other 3 have been relatively uneventful, and I'm super sad as per everyone. I love the LCQs. And then you have that.
Brees just holding her wide open, dude. The whole
what the fuck was he thinking?
Well,
which instance?
All right, so let's go through. Okay, so
Saws off 7 Deuce.
I saw some information where when Deuce Deuce hit him in that corner,
Yeah.
rear brake gone.
Okay.
So he went, I think, to give him a little sauce, but didn't mean to give him that much because he had no rear brake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just the way it plays out that he just Liat yard sales himself right in front of
We got to
Deuce
bring that
Deuce.
back.
Did anyone think when they went to that shot of him laying on the ground and the Deuce Deuce sitting there that
And the Deuce Deuce is
took
behind him
out?
like fist pumping.
I totally thought like
that-
Adam waited for him to come around and then just like whoop
Yeah, I
zigged
thought
in
that was
front of
gonna
him
happen.
or something.
I can tell you when they went back across the start before the right-hander,
That's what I thought was going to happen.
I was thinking that Adam, like, you could almost tell that under the helmet he was conflicted because Brees had went by him, but obviously he was kind of coasting because he was getting his bearings. And there was a part of me that was thinking, they even said it on the broadcast, that I was like, Adam's just going to hold it wide open and fucking square him up at the apex and just hit him.
Yeah.
And then I
Ricky
was
said
like,
that.
but you could tell though, he almost kind of looked conflicted because he was like looking like he was going to push, and then he just nope. And then you could just kind of see him looking around. I'm like, oh boy.
he really went, I don't want to go to the AMA trailer tonight.
Oh yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, dude, that's 2 big dudes. Right
I'd
there.
have been in the AMA trailer so fast if he took me out like that.
Like, Adam's a thick dude, and Brees, you can obviously, like, you can tell is a fucking tall guy. So, like, if those 2 hit each other, like, meaning to hit each other, dude. Someone's going to get hurt.
Like honestly,
the fucking last corner too,
dude, the last
what?
corner,
What the fuck?
so
Like,
here,
what was he thinking?
You knew that there's no way
There
he
was
thought at any
no
point
way.
he was going to be able to. I can't remember who was he. What was it?
It
Who
was
in front of
Bryson
him?
Gardner and Joan Cross.
There was no way he thought he was going to be able to get underneath either one of them because he was literally 6 whoops back.
Yeah.
But what the
So
dude,
so
what?
So Cooksey talked to him and he said that what he thought was that those 2 were gonna like
take each other out.
have a little instance in that corner, and he's like, if I can just get close, maybe I can dive underneath and like pull this off.
Pull a Cooper
But he
Webb
was
on
a
Kenny.
straightaway behind.
Yeah, bro. He was a good 6-7 whoops back. Of
It
him.
was not the smartest move. Poor guy.
But that's
I
also
heard he's
a-
very sore today.
Oh, I bet
That's
he's not.
also
obviously.
a terrible section to do that, though. Literally a right-handed bowl right out of a whoop section.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you know that if you send it, and even if you double out, you don't hit your rear brake, it's over with.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get stopped in time because it was right out of the whoops corner.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about, though, my boy Max Anstey giving Homeboy the sauce at the finish, like right before the finish.
Oh,
to
yeah,
get in.
right.
Gave it to
Breeze.
Breeze.
Yeah, that was good.
Can we talk about Anstey's start? What was it in the heat as he's just railing around the outside of that first corner trying to
didn't see
fucking
it.
get her done? Oh, dude.
Who was that?
He was just
Camera's too
stupid
hot.
camera. That thing's so dumb.
Who was that went down in front of him?
I don't remember, but dude, I'm just watching that going, who the fuck is railing around the outside? And yep, there he was, just fucking railing.
Tell you what, though, even though that was not a good night for him, he looks good on that KTM. I like
Yeah, it was
I
all
like
right.
He's
it.
a lot better on it.
Yeah, I like it.
And well, then the other guy on that team too.
McElrath?
Is it fitness?
Yeah.
I think it's. Are you talking about Joey or Shane?
Shane.
I think it's back because he looks so good in the heat races, man. And then
He looks so good in the beginning of the main.
exactly. I mean, it could be a fitness, but I still think
He like
his,
fades like Cincerillo, and I think Cincerillo's fitness
I think his. I think
and
his,
shoulder, obviously.
I think
but-
his back is a big issue, man. God, dude, if that kid, if he was 100% though, he'd. Yeah.
Have you seen anything with Bogle as to why he pulled off? Did he wad it or
No.
something?
No,
Travis
Because that
is
really
upset.
fucked my fantasy up.
I'm kind of heartbroken. But you're off your high horse.
Oh, we're gonna get into
No,
that in the
no,
fantasy
we'll get
show.
into that in the fantasy show.
I think
I'm
I won the
maintaining-
second round. Should I be as cocky as him?
Sure, if you want to.
I'm maintaining So
Chiz got in. That was cool.
Chiz got in.
Good
That
for
was
him.
cool. I heard he's got a shoulder and elbow issue and was coming off COVID last week. So there was lots
Like I said,
going on there.
Oh, he had COVID last week?
COVID last week?
He didn't have it last
Oh,
week. He
I
was
was like,
coming off being sick with COVID.
I was like, we're going to call out the Feld right now.
So yeah,
feel
is
bad
it
for Freddie
awesome
Norton.
that I might win the Justin Hill bet with you because he doesn't race a race all fucking year?
Speaking of Justin Hill,
Yeah,
does
maybe.
anybody know what's going on with him? I know he's hurt.
Chain broke.
So, but I mean, how long is he out for? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Indefinitely, and probably out. I mean, you just want.
I don't
pay
know. They
right
just
now.
put Nick Schmidt on that team, so he must be fucking out.
So all right.
Hey, Amart made the main.
Amart did make the main. He looked pretty good. Like as far as Amart went.
Can I?
I stayed away from him in fantasy
I
just
did
for the
too.
fact
Wyman
that
picked
they're going to
him.
move him out of the way.
Wyman picked
Yeah,
him.
Wyman
and it
did
paid
pick
off
him.
for him.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at Matt's house last night.
Oh, okay.
Oh well. Sounds gay.
Can I just kind of yell at Justin Starling for just about 3 seconds in that main?
Yeah, go
where
for it.
Like, I don't know
He
who
was trying to race
oh.
everybody lapping him.
Like, bro, you are literally getting split and you just fucking holding the wide open, going into corners like you're just by yourself.
Yep.
Dude, and then in the whoop section, I think it was Mookie and who was ever in front of Mookie. And Mookie, like you said, that left-handed 90, he like squared it off and then straightened out for the inside. And Starling he's just trying to
Was
race
there.
him. Just
Yeah.
like, the fuck are you doing, Justin? Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, dude?
It would have been a good weekend to make up some points, but I stuck with which we'll go over in the fantasy pod. I stuck with my my mentality.
I tell you what, if I'd have picked AP though, and I said this to him when I got here, like I originally wanted to, I'd have got real good points. But
I would have picked Jason Anderson all day.
I took AP off and I put McElrath on, which Shane got me good points.
He
Anyways,
got me good points too.
yep.
I had
right.
Dean Wilson,
Let's.
9th place.
Dean Wilson had a good heat race.
He did.
I
have a
gotta
good
give him
heat
credit
race.
for that. That was good.
He looked good in qualifying
He
too.
did. He
yeah,
did.
he had a pretty good day for Dino. So, all right, let's move on to
don't quit
250s here. So 250 segment tonight brought to us by our good friends over at JT Cycle. Serving Battle Creek, Michigan for over 30 years. Stop in and check out their full selection of Beta, Gas, Husky, and Suzuki motorcycles and power sports products. Need something for around the house to help keep things nice and trimmed up? They have that too, with a full lineup of Echo, Aaron's, Gravely, and Simplicity. Visit jtcycle.com or follow them on Instagram at jtcyclebc. So 250 class, I mean, Craig's the man to beat, right? This is his title to basically fucking lose.
You would think so, but the big question is he gonna lose it?
I mean, he's Christian Craig, so he could.
God, it's one of those things, man. Because like, I hate to say I'm less now than I was a couple years ago, but I've always kind of been a fan of Christian.
How's that phone doing over there? Is it good?
Yeah, don't worry about me.
I've always been a fan of Christian.
Important text going on or what?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
being
cool.
grammatically correct.
Okay.
I just love watching Christian ride. We obviously
cares.
know how buttery smooth he is. Like, his story is really good because people forget. Like, there was a time where he didn't know if he was ever going to walk again. Like,
Yeah.
when he was on the TLD team, people forget about that. But man, it's just one of those things that, like, I know he's got the 2 wins, but I can't be confident that he's going to be able to put it together for the entire
I'm not
series.
confident
no.
because there's one guy that hasn't gotten a start yet,
Hunter Lawrence.
and he's got a chip on his
Are
shoulder.
you talking about Hunter?
Yep.
Oh, because he's
How
sick and tired of hearing
pissed
about
is-
Jet.
Exactly.
Let's
I
talk,
want to win as much as
Let's-
I want to breathe.
let's talk about Hunter
But
though.
I'm saying though,
I love Hunter, but Jesus Christ,
He's
that was-
gotta
he's
work.
a fucking racer.
I know.
He's got to work on his first 5 lap speed. That's where he's dying right now.
Well, his
first,
starts were trash too.
First starts and first 3 to 5 laps. He
And that
is
always-
slow to get going.
That's
And
always
then-
kind of been his problem, though. Even
Yeah.
like when he was a rookie over here in outdoors, like it took him. If he was there within the first 10 minutes,
Yeah.
you knew that he was golden. But he's always kind of been that way. Which that's a GP thing, man. Like with the way those guys approach racing, like they're not going to go sprint the first 4 or 5 laps, but he's going to have to figure it out.
I think he can play the mental game though if it comes down to it.
Oh yeah, because let's be real, Christian is soft mentally.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
is really shitty to say everything he's been through, but we know on a racetrack, and we saw it a few times last year, like the whole incident when who was it that he took wide when he just pushed him right off the track, like didn't even break into the corner.
Oh, remember?
Oh,
But he
I
got
don't
into
know.
a some-
Andy
yeah.
Lee at yard tail off that
Yeah,
triple.
so like
Yeah.
we know as far as like the racing side of things, he's a little mentally soft, like he can get in his head that way. But dude, the problem is that just like with Mookie, there's one section of the track that if Christian is behind you, he's going to pass you whether you like it or not.
Which is the one section he looked way better in than any of the even 450 guys who are good at it. The whoops.
And that is going to be an issue for anybody because if you're in a last lap battle, unless you just tee him up, he's going to pass you in the whoop section. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. And and that's the thing is, let's be real. We have yet to see a whoop section. Like we saw the long whoop section at A1 before he went through the tunnel, but we have yet to see a deep set of whoops yet. And it is exponentially worse for everybody else when you get to those whoops compared to Christian and everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We know that Hunter's whoop speed is okay, but it's not as good as Christian's.
I just want to see Christian get a bad start because every win that he's ever had,
He's gotten the start.
he's gotten the
Or
start,
top
pulled
3.
away, and then had one guy pass him maybe.
I didn't realize he's only won like 3 or 4 races.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't realize that.
He hasn't won a lot.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Okay, so can we talk about Shimoda's night? Because that was fucking rough.
There was a glimpse.
I'm
There's a
scared,
glimpse.
though,
There's a
that
glimpse.
he is throwing his way of racing out the door and he is trying to push the limits, and that does not fit his style.
I'm just going to say he has terrible fucking racecraft. Mosman should not get you at the same spot, the same way, in the same corner, 2 laps in a fucking row.
I just don't. I think we're going to see a lot. I hate to say this because I picked Joe. I said even way back in the summertime that if Joe was on a coast that Colt or Jet wasn't on, I felt like he could win the title.
Yeah.
He's got a new approach to racing that I'm not on board for. Like last year, I understand it. He wants to be a little more aggressive. We heard the whole stupid story during outdoors. Oh, I grew up liking Justin Barcia because he's aggressive, and that's not how I am. Well, he's trying to be that way. I think Joe is too smooth of a guy.
I don't even think he's trying to be that way. I think it's just like dumb, stupid shit happening to him right now.
But a lot of that, though,
look bad.
but a lot of the talking about his racecraft, though, that is part of it, and that is him going
Yeah.
away from what he is
What he
comfortable
knows,
with.
yeah.
Well, okay, so the racecraft in the heat race, yes, and hopefully that was just like a one-time deal. But then,
But the
you
whoops-
got to look at last week, whether it was the gate flinch, Christian false started on him, whatever, and got him to jump, whatever. He hits the gate. Okay, cool. That's fucking stupid. We don't hardly ever see that. Then this week, like he drops the front end in the whoops and ends up like freestyle front flipping all the way around,
Yeah.
and then still gets up. and,
ninja'd
like,
that shit right back
Dude, he
on,
did
dude.
too.
That was like a Cooper Webb moment.
Yeah, that was fucking wild. But I mean, like both those are kind of like stupid, like random things that like you wouldn't normally see. So I don't know. It would be interesting to see him have a decent, just nothing crazy happens race and see like where he actually pans out, because Christian didn't really drop those guys last night. Like he just kind of got a little bit of a gap, just maintained it. That was it. So I'm not like, I think he's the guy to beat, but I still think he can be in
I
individual
think he
races.
can beat himself.
But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen.
I think you're right. I think you're right, though. Like, I think the first time he doesn't get a start, I don't think he wins.
No.
Because Christian has
Because
proven
there's kind of like a meltdown kind of thing.
and he's proven through his entire career he is not somebody that's great coming through the pack at all.
And when he doesn't win a race, then
But-
how does he act in qualifying the next week?
But I
when
do
he's-
appreciate the fact where he knows that, though, and he went up to Vince Freeze and he was like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he made a pass on him early, too, in that heat race.
Yeah.
So, like, that was kind of showing him, like, everybody kind of thought after we heard that whole conversation that, oh, maybe Christian is trying to get
I
on
don't
Prince's
know.
fruit.
Christian's just a giant question mark to me.
Yeah.
Love watching the guy ride.
Oh,
but
yeah, it's great.
Everything else is just, I'm just kind of
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very telling, depending on where he's at the halfway point. If he is the points leader at the halfway point, I think you could almost sew it up that he's going to win the title. But if he's in a crazy battle, man, with somebody, whoever it is, and I mean, at this point you would think Hunter's probably going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't even know. I don't think you can call it with him until it's over. I mean, look at last year. He
Yeah,
was
we'll
right
throw in
there
a couple
it.
East-West showdowns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We get 2 of them again this year. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So
Throw those in, too.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about the third place guy? South America?
he was. Yeah. Why does it say?
Why, yes. Yes, we can. He's the real deal.
He is the real deal, kind
think
of like
he's the real deal.
this guy was trying to say, like pretty much for, I don't know.
But we were just worried, and you got to be worried about it, too, the EBV.
But not in Supercross. I'm not worried about it in Supercross.
He is impressing me. That's not as much of a concern. It was as I said on the Cooksey show, he's nothing he did last year other than, yes, he won that one race, which okay, cool, you can get, we'll call it quote unquote lucky, win a race, whatever. But there wasn't any pizzazz outside of that. His finishes were still good. Okay, his finishes were still good.
But he was a fucking rookie.
Well,
and he's 18 years old.
And I'm
That
also
is-
going to, and we're going to get to that when we talk
That
about
is true
Thrasher.
too, but he did overheat at one of the Atlanta rounds.
But that was
Like,
because it was fucking 95 degrees
okay.
out.
It doesn't matter.
That's
It's
the thing,
still,
though.
it's like it
That's the thing
flared
that
up.
worries you.
Yeah, and it's like,
But
wh-
see, even in outdoors, though, when he came back for those last couple rounds where it was like at Budds Creek, it was hot, other than like with him hitting his dome because he crashed, he didn't have a fading issue.
well, I don't know. It makes me nervous. No matter anybody who's had it, it makes me nervous at this point, knowing what I know about it now. He is starting to impress me. I have come off my soapbox about him. So
I will say this, if he keeps continuing to podium, because with the way the way his mentality is and kind of like having this chip on his shoulder, because he even said it like, oh, like, hey, I got a podium, but I want to get wins now. I got to get wins. I want to win this championship this early in his career. I think that he is one of those guys, because he is still a kid, but he's not overzealous. I think he's in the right headspace. Like the people around him, they're good people. I know the people that are around him because one of my buddies was one of the reasons why the whole pro circuit thing kind of happened. He has a very good group of people to keep him in check, and I feel that like if he's in this title hunt, and I'm not saying he's going to be, but just say he is for the sake of this conversation, I feel that he is a guy that is capable of winning a championship because there's enough people around him that can keep him grounded.
Yeah.
Now, do I think he has the most outright speed in the class? No, he doesn't.
If he works on his whoops, though, it'll be game over.
That's exactly what Mitch Payton said in his post.
Yeah, because when he was closing on Joe and Mosman in the heat race, like he literally would catch him and then he'd get to the whoops and he'd just get dropped.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, though, like, dude, his corner speed is good. His technique is good.
Yep.
He's very
Starts
fluid.
are good.
And, dude, did you see how easily he was carving corners, like getting inside of corners and just pivoting out of them?
Yeah.
Like, that was, and that's not an easy thing to do on a Kawasaki.
Like I said, I've come off my soapbox with him. He is impressing me. 4 out of 10 races, I think, is the thing I've heard. He's been on the box, so
Yeah.
it's but again, nothing about it was flashy last year, other than he got that one win. Okay,
But
cool.
Joe
He did
was
do
the
that.
same, but Joe's not flashy either.
Joe wasn't flashy, but with the coast Joe was on, because he was on that whatever it was, the East Coast or whatever
I
one
have a hard
started
time
first.
Yeah, I have a hard time
It was like him Colt Jet, because Mosman got hurt
Yep.
like Indy and was out, and like so it was like so I saw Joe more.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, he's had 4 out of 10, so he only had 2 out of 8 last year was on the podium, and one of them was that win, which okay, cool. And outside of that, it was, it's just one of those things that gets lost in the shuffle of it's not really that impressive. He's not in my face like the whole Jet Lawrence thing. So that's where
But I think that's a good thing, though.
you don't really see it. Well, it's good and bad. In my opinion, it's the next Justin Cooper at this point is what I'm starting to see, where he's good. He's on the box all the time, gets, like races really well. But when it comes down to it in today's day and age with the social media stuff, like he's going to continue to get rides, don't get me wrong, and do well, but he's never going to be one of the guys like that.
But I'll say for a
unless
guy
he
like
wins all the time.
But I'll say for Seth
he's doing
Hammaker,
well.
though, he doesn't really, the kid like that, he doesn't give a shit about all that fame and fortune crap.
Well, I mean, you got to pay your bills.
But he's going to pay his bills as long as he continues to get rides.
Okay.
There are people in the sport, though, that we know that like the glamorous lifestyle. They thrive on that shit. We can think of a million different names. I mean, hell, we have, like I said, we had one from Michigan, Nico Izzy.
Yeah.
Like, they thrive on that stuff. But the way Hammaker is programmed, he doesn't care about that kind of shit. That kid is that kid just loves to ride a dirt bike.
Well,
so if he keeps getting rides and if he's winning races, championships, whatever, I'm pretty sure that if you asked him at the end of his career, hey, would you rather win a bunch of titles and be known for being one of the best motocrossers to ever live, or would you rather have all this fame and fortune, everybody?
But that's what he's going to have to do, is he's going to have to win a bunch of titles, and I'm not, like, as good as he is, I'm not fully convinced yet that he's going to win a bunch of titles.
I'll tell you right now.
You think he wins a bunch of titles?
The EBV is always going to be a big thing outdoors.
I think he could squeak a title off in
I think right
Maybe.
now, even though there is a person on the other coast that we know speed wise, if he doesn't kill himself, is one of the fastest dudes in the class. I'm going to say right now, Seth's the best dude on that PC team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think there's a debate. And you can talk about Joe, but he's beaten Joe 2 weekends now. And now whether you want to talk about how he beat Joe, it doesn't matter. Like, that's not his problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his problem that Joe hit the gate. It's not his problem that Joe fucking ragged out himself in the whoop section.
Yeah.
And we know that McAdoo, Jet Reynolds, who I think Jet's going to be a bust. We'll talk about him when we get to East Coast. And Fortner. Now we know that Fortner, speed-wise, is faster than everybody, and probably Jet's the only dude in the class that's faster than him speed for speed. But we know how Austin is. Right now, Hammaker is probably the best dude on PC, and I don't think it's a question. Because you know that if he can keep this up, he's just going to be a podium guy.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you win a championship by getting a bunch of podiums, guess what? It don't fucking matter how you win the championship.
I mean, that's fine, but I mean, do I see him where he could win a 250 title? Yes. Do I see him winning 450 titles? No.
No, but there's not a lot of dudes that can win 450 titles.
This is a long debate that we don't have
See,
time
and we're
for
gonna get to this when we get to Thrasher because that's gonna be my long tangent.
Oh boy.
Why, you think Thrasher wins a title?
No, but I'm gonna really go off on the whole Thrasher.
Before we
thing.
get to Thrasher, I got to get my phone off the charger because we got Kev coming up soon.
Well, how long we got?
Talk about Mosman. I don't know. I got to go check because I haven't looked at it. Talk about Mosman.
Mosman, just Mosman. Let's talk
Mosman
about
is-
Stank.
I'll have one question on Mosman. Is he going to get a win this year?
I don't know.
He needs to.
Great question.
What do you think he's going to?
I think he has to.
Okay, he has to, but do you think he's going to? If you were to put any like $5 down, would you bet on it?
I'd bet $5.
Okay. All right.
Would you?
See, yeah, I'd bet 5.
Okay.
Like I'd bet 5 on him. Getting
As
a
long
win.
as they don't put. Actually, I think they need to put those method wheels back on so everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, that got a whole shitstorm on the whole. A lot of people were talking about
They're
that.
so ugly.
They were very up and down. There was a lot of people I saw that did not like them.
I thought they were pretty ugly. Yeah. Anything else on Mosman? You think he gets a win?
No.
It's same Mosman, different year in my opinion.
Looked really good in the heat race, but he always looks good in heat races.
Yeah.
Man.
Now, don't get me wrong though. Again, it's like the guys in the 450 class. Some of these dudes are going to have to figure it out and get a win. Okay?
Yes.
Like just law of averages. Somebody's going to have to win, okay? And then at that point, it turns into, do they continue to win and it clicks them into that next gear, or do they not? And they're and it's just
I don't
like,
know if that's where I'm
randomly
waiting to see
one
from
and done.
Mosman.
Well, you
I
wanna-
want to see the first one, and then maybe it'll click. Kind of
See, we always you always like to bring this up, talking about like getting rides and this and that. Mosman
Yeah.
eventually is not going to keep getting rides if he keeps riding.
Yeah,
like this.
not the way he's well, he will, but it'll end up like.
But he doesn't even have a
Max,
muck
he'll end
off
up
or-
Dude,
Phoenix,
but he
muck
doesn't
off,
have
that
a
kind of
he
stuff.
doesn't have a Supercross or outdoor win.
I know. That's why I'm saying.
I
like,
get what you're saying, but like I don't know. It just bugs me when you look at Mosman and everybody hypes him up, but yeah, he doesn't have a win.
What about Marchbanks looking like he needed a hot dog out there?
He is.
I'm out on Marchbanks and I've been out on Garrett for a while.
Addison's
Addison's disease.
I think, is still flaring at points.
His what?
He has Addison's disease.
which is like, what's it called?
Yeah, dude, it really is.
Addison Ray?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Addison's disease. It's not as
He wishes he had that disease.
it's not as intense as EBV, but it definitely it's a long term thing. Like it doesn't just go away.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's a
maybe
problem.
that's what it was then.
That's why
Maybe he
didn't-
should quit being so cocky.
All right, so what do you want to talk about Thrasher?
No, I just want to hear you bullshit.
What do you mean
'Cause-
you want to hear me bullshit?
Dude,
Okay,
can,
you
can
can't
we
give-
talk about the dirt ass of the industry that is Stank?
No, we're going to get into that in a second.
I don't.
I want to talk about
I got
Thra-
a lot of
I wanna
things to talk about.
I
with
want to
that.
talk about Thrasher first.
Okay, so you can't give this kid any credit at all. You just can't. Like you
What do
talking
you
about,
want me
he's
to
not
give
going
him
to get on a
credit for?
rod. He got 5th last night, dude, and you were
Okay,
just like
great.
the whole time. 10 through 12. He got 5th, and he caught and passed everybody that he needed.
Yeah,
to
he
pass.
worked his way into 5th too.
Great, he got a 5th place.
So you're talking about
Congratulations.
he needs a win to not have. Dude, I totally disagree with you. Talking about he won't have a ride next year. There's
He signed a 2-year deal.
and even if he doesn't get a win, that kid is going to keep continuing to get a ride.
First off, a 2-year deal on Star Yamaha means absolutely nothing if you don't
All
perform.
right, so I got 2 things to say because
Is
this,
Bobby Reagan on this pod?
I know, right? So I got 2 things to say
you
about
want to
this.
call him? We
He's a
could call
big
him.
star guy.
We could call him. I am on Blue Crew.
All right, so
I
I
got
got
you got his number?
I got the inside line, bro.
So
You got his number?
I'm gonna give you two things about Thrasher. 2 things. All right. So one, everybody likes to talk about last year the Speedway wins. Oh, there's Speedway wins, this and that. And I'm gonna tell you that yes, the perception after he won those races is, he can win, closer to outdoor tracks, but can he win a real Supercross race? Whether it's a football stadium, baseball field, maybe not. We don't really know. But all this, everybody, they don't mean as much as this and that. That's total bullshit. All those teams, Star, love those 2 wins just as much as if you're losing at a fucking St. Louis or Orlando. And to say that just because they're speedway tracks, that you're basically saying every time somebody who wins a Daytona doesn't mean diddly dick squat. Go tell that to RC.
So that means Eli Tomac's a fucking
yeah, and that
squib.
means go tell Justin Brayton after the one and only Supercross win that he got doesn't mean anything.
okay. First off, doesn't mean diddly dick squat is an excessive exaggeration of what I'm saying.
But
Excessive.
okay, maybe not you, but there are people out there.
Second off,
Okay.
these speedway races are weird.
but they
I'm
still
not the
count
only-
as just as much.
I am not the only talking pundit in the industry talking about this. And as I said earlier, I could probably go back and find audio files from us from last year of you being on the same team of him and Fry are going to get fucking fired because they're not doing shit.
Jarrett Fry, yes, but I've been on the Thrasher bandwagon for a while now, so I don't think so.
I'm here to tell you, if 5th is the best he does this year, he's going to be under Reagan's radar for the next season of fix your shit and get on the box or you're going to be the fuck out.
Here's why I'll tell you you're wrong. Okay, and I've said, and here's why I'll tell you you're wrong. Not every person that is signed to a factory team is expected to win.
Not every person that's signed to a factory team is, but Star Yamaha's not a factory team.
Hold on. Yeah, well, your owner's got a lot of fucking money, and he's paid a lot for a lot of people. I don't think that's the
There's
issue.
no way in hell he looked at Jarrett Fry, or I don't even think he looks at Deegan.
So
like, you
okay.
can win.
So listen though. Let me just hear me out. Just don't say anything. Just let me give my point. and I've said this to you a million times, not every person that is hired to a team is expected to win. Everybody has their role, just like with stick and ball sports.
Yep.
Yes, would your team owner and team manager like you to win? Of course, you're getting paid to do a job, but only so many people can win. So when you have guys like Christian Craig, Jeremy Martin, and obviously they're hurt, but if they weren't, Jay Coop and Colt Nichols, when those guys are on your team, you not winning is not as big of a deal. You getting 5th, 6th, or whatever when they're winning races, winning championships, it takes pressure off you.
Now, say maybe 2-3 years down the road, the narrative might change.
Because if you're the number one guy on the team, if you're the guy and everybody's gone, then yes. But we know that he's not. It goes them, him, and then Kitchen because Kitchen's a rookie in Supercross. So now to my next thing on that topic. Look at all the dudes that are right now active in the 250 class, and we'll go through who has even just one Supercross win. Husky, Jalik Swole, Styles Robinson. We know they sure as shit don't have a win. Does RJ have one? And if he does, it's one.
Okay, but
no, hold on. KTM, Max Volan, doesn't have a fucking win, and everybody's like, oh, he's a rookie season. Nate Thrasher's rookie season was last year, and everybody forgets. Him and Max Volan are pretty much the same age, if not the same age. Max Volan doesn't have a win. We'll not talk about the Suzuki team because, unfortunately, that's just whatever. Then we go to Club MX. Garrett Marchbanks has a win. Oh, what is his win? Daytona. All right. So then we go to the Cowie team.
He's the same way, and I said on the Cooksey show, he won one-off weirdo race there at Daytona, which is great. However,
but he's the main guy on his
won
team,
a speedway.
Though. But he's the main guy on his team,
Okay,
though.
great. But what Club MX expects out of their dudes is completely different than Star.
But he is the main dude. He is getting paid the most amount of money on that team.
Star is not paying dudes to get 5th to 10th place.
Hold on. All right, so you go to Cowie.
No matter what.
You go to Cowie.
The only way you get that is if you are a rookie signed to a multiple year deal, okay? So last year, him getting 5th to 10th place. I mean, dude, look at Fry last year.
Fry didn't even sniff a podium, though. Thrasher got 2 wins. That takes a lot of alleviation off you. Hold on. All right, let me go. Kawasaki, Joe's got 1 win.
Yep.
McAdoo has what? 2, 3, and that all came last year. So what?
Yep.
Maybe 2, maybe 3. Seth Amaker, rookie, got 1 win. Fortner, we know, has a bunch of wins, but hasn't been able to stay healthy. Jet Reynolds is a rookie. Then we go to Honda. Hunter's got 1. Jet's up to 4 or 5 right now, right? 4, 5.
Yeah,
okay, but Jet's not. Nate Thrasher and Jet Lawrence are not the same person. Then you go to Star. Christian Craig, J Mart, Jay Coop, Colt Nichols all have wins, championships, or whatever. Levi Kitchen's a rookie. You start saying that Thrasher has to win all the time, and then you start saying that those dudes don't win. Do you really think Bobby Regan's going to fucking fire Colt Nichols and Justin Cooper because they don't win? Not every dude on your team can win. So you go through all those dudes. Guess what? The only other dude that has a win in the 250 class is Jordan Smith. But all those dudes that have wins, guess what? None of them won their rookie year. Nate Thrasher and Seth fucking Hamaker are the only 2 dudes out of active 250 guys that won a Supercross race their rookie year. I understand what you're saying, but dude, you have to remember, yes, Bobby Regan pays you to win, but when you have 4 other studs on your team, you not winning is not that big of a deal to him.
Until down the road.
Down the road. And 2-3 years
not-
later, yes.
But Jarrett Fry, he needed to be a second-tier guy, and Jarrett Fry rode like a third-tier guy. That's why he got axed.
Outdoors was different, but Supercross, yes. Outdoors, he was like 8 to 12. Supercross, he was terrible. And I like Jarrett Fry, but he was terrible in Supercross.
Here's what I'm saying about Thrasher. If he does not get on the podium this year, the pressure's on next year for him coming from
Who's going to replace him?
Bobby Regan.
Who's going to replace him? You're going to tell me that they're going to put more emphasis on Nick Romano and Hayden Deegan, guys that we don't know what they're going to do, but then you're going to take away a guy that won 2 Supercross races?
Yes.
There's no way. There's no fuck no.
Who are they
Bobby
gonna
Regan.
grab?
Bobby Regan will 100%.
Who are they
going to
grab?
But
he is. You can come in. Your rookie year is okay. Your second year, as long as you've got guys lined up like they do this year.
Why is
who are
Jeremy Martin
studs.
not fired yet then?
Travis is over here talking like him and Bobby Regan have coffee every
Jeremy
morning.
Martin has, 3 fucking outdoor titles? Like,
He
you're
has
trying to compare a kid who's won 2 races.
Now I'm the one that's going from
You're
outdoor.
trying-
We're not
to
talking
com-
about outdoors.
you're-
We're talking about Supercross.
You're
Supercross.
trying to compare a guy.
We're talking about Supercross. And you like to talk about Jeremy Martin and Supercross.
Has Jeremy Martin won a Supercross race?
2, maybe.
He's won 2. 2 or 3. Okay. And how long has he been? And this is coming from a J Mart huge homer.
2 wins and 3 outdoor titles.
The outdoor titles don't matter.
We're not talking about outdoors. We're talking about Supercross. Did Jeremy Martin even complete 1 race last year?
No.
My point exactly. You're like the one who likes to dog on J Mart all the time in Supercross.
Yep.
So right now, if we were to compare their Supercross in the last year,
Which is actually super ironic
Who's got-
because J-Mart has 1 star, 3 outdoor titles.
2.
We're not talking
2?
about
I thought he won
outdoors.
3. Has he won 3?
No, it's 2. We're not talking about outdoors. We're talking about Supercross.
I'm just saying. You're asking me why do I think J Mart will keep his job on that team? J Mart's won 2.
So you
outdoor
mean
titles
to
for
tell me that if he keeps not finishing Supercross seasons, but you have Nate Thrasher who maybe squeaks out a win or another win, has 2 wins, whatever, and then Jeremy Martin continues to just not make it through a Supercross season. And he didn't even win the outdoor title last year.
No, he didn't. So here's what I'm saying. If Thrasher doesn't sniff a podium this year, okay, he's got 2 wins last year. Comes back this year, sophomore year, should be better, right? But
and so far, he's already been better.
He's already been better.
He's already been better.
But he doesn't sniff a podium at all. Okay,
5th is sniffing.
the pressure,
It is.
the pressure will be on next year.
Maybe not sniffing, but
and
he's
then
scratching.
if he doesn't perform next year because now he's got pressure on him, then yeah, I think he's out.
How is he? Okay,
out of star.
Okay, so if everybody on the star team is off the 250s, how is it going to? How you think he's just going to let him go?
What do you mean?
If Christian Craig is not on the 250, if Christian Craig, Jeremy Martin, Jay Coop, and Colton Nichols,
They all move up.
If they all move up, or whenever that happens, you really think that Bobby Regan is going to let a dude go? And Nate Thrasher, who has 2 Supercross wins, can get top 5s. We know he can be top 10 pretty much every race.
You think they're going to fire him and hire a Mumford or an unproven LeBlanc or somebody like that?
Fucking Matt LeBlanc, I hate to say this, but Matt LeBlanc won't be on a Star Factory team. He's going to get axed after amateurs next year. So then that leaves Romano and Hayden Deegan. And Hayden Deegan, let's be honest, is going to be the biggest question mark to ever come out of an amateur racing program.
He ain't even under contract.
And Romano, I think will be good. So then that leaves Nate Thrasher, Hayden Deegan, Nick Romano, and Levi Kitchen. And we don't even know what Levi's going to do. And this is coming from, once again, a guy who supports Levi Kitchen.
And they can't, think they can sign someone else from a different team.
All the dudes are moving up.
Who are they going to get?
Who are they going to get?
I don't know because I don't know.
And see, this is why I don't agree
I don't know
with
the
what you're
amateurs,
saying.
and I don't know the contracts as well in the 250s.
Well, Chance Hymas has already signed to a factory deal with Honda, and Ryder D is going to pro circuit.
Yeah, he's not leaving that. And
so
nobody's
So who are they going to grab? You think they're going to grab Mumford over a guy who won races?
I don't know.
This is why I totally disagree with you.
Is that a joke? They bring these kids in all the fucking time who've never won a fucking Supercross and ask people.
Nate Thrasher won one.
He won 2.
They do this all the fucking time, and you think this is a weird comment coming from me?
It's not weird, but this is why I totally disagree with you because your logic doesn't make sense.
What do you mean my logic doesn't make sense? Alex Martin has won outdoor races and podiumed fucking 250 Supercrosses.
How many years ago was that?
None of these teams have signed him in 250s.
How many years ago was that? When was the last time he was relevant? 2018?
So
2018.
So again, I'll ask you, if he doesn't get a podium this year and then next year starts to fucking really spiral because he's actually got pressure on him because he's supposed to be one of the guys, then all of a sudden everything's just cool. It's cool he's not performing.
Now you're talking future tense. You're talking 3 years down the road.
Yeah,
now.
I'm talking about right now. A 5th already? What was his best fin? He didn't even sniff the top 5.
I think he was sniffing top 5 until Derek Kelly fucking squidded.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is that he's fine. Bobby Regan does not expect him to win.
I think he's fine.
He doesn't expect him to win, dude. There's no
I think
way.
he's fine.
We know how Bobby Regan is. You can't tell me that you think that Bobby Regan expects Nate Thrasher to win when he has 4 studs.
But I get what you're saying. Maybe 2 years down the road, he won't be fine. But right now, he's fine.
If you tell me that Nate Thrasher, Levi Kitchen, Hayden Deegan, and Nick Romano, that's the 4 team, then yes. Nate Thrasher is going to be expected to win championships and win all the fucking time.
Yeah.
2 years down the road.
But when you have 4 dudes that are proven winners.
Wait, so you think I'm saying that after this year he is going to be off?
Didn't you say that in the text last night? You were saying something about how
you're
if he doesn't
after
win,
this
he's going
year
to be
he's
off a
done all this shit. And I was like, dude, he's got a 2-year deal.
Yeah, I thought you said last night that if he doesn't win a race, he's going to be off the team next year.
I don't know.
That's why I'm so fired up because I don't agree with that at all.
We'll have to look at that.
I bet 95% of the people listening are on our side of the boat.
We got to call Kev here.
Dude, it's good. 5th is good. Caught and passed Freezy. Actually dropped Freezy.
5th would be good on any team that's not Star Yamaha. No. Because Star Yamaha is a fucking team of champions.
Yeah. Guys they're already there.
Yo, what up?
Yo, Kevin Moranz. Welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show. Kevin Moranz, brought to you by the Dirt Bike Depot. Need some new moto gear but don't want to pay those expensive retail prices? Shop the Dirt Bike Depot for all your moto gear needs. Gear sets, boots, helmets, goggles, and more. They specialize in athlete-only boots as well as tons more items that you can't buy in stores. Follow them on Insta at the Dirt Bike Depot and DM them with any questions you may have. Ain't that right, Kev?
Man,
bro,
Max better be happy about that. That was a solid little sponsor plug.
I know. Can you text him and be like, yo, bro, the sponsor plug Travis just threw to you was fucking awesome, and make sure he gets those hats because I really need those hats.
I was wildly impressed until you stumbled there in a little bit and then you stuttered a little bit, but that was pretty good.
Sorry, I'm coming off a heated debate with the two guys about Nate Thrasher and when he's going to get axed from Star Yamaha. And so.
Well, let's ask Kev. Let's see what he thinks.
Okay, Kev. So we got Nate Thrasher wins 2 weirdo.
I'm not going through everything I just said beforehand.
I'm not asking you to go through everything. He wins 2 weirdo.
Still Supercross wins.
Atlanta rounds
Okay, I
last
got you.
year.
Continue.
He wins.
Yes.
Sorry, my phone was ringing with someone else too. He wins 2 weirdo Atlanta rounds last year. Outside of that, before he wins those 2 races, everyone in the industry is talking about him and Fry getting axed from fucking Star Yamaha.
Rookie year.
Yeah, and now this year he comes out and he crashes and works his way to what, 10th, 12th last week? What was it? 12th?
He was passing for 10th when Derek Kelly squatted out in front of him.
Yeah, but what did he finish? 12th?
I think so.
So he finishes 12th at A1, and then last night gets another start and works his way to 5th. These two seem to think that Star Yamaha and Bobby Reagan are going to be totally cool with finishes like that. No problem. They have no one else possibly they could get. I think that if he doesn't start putting some shit together and sniff some podiums this year, and then the pressure mounts next year and he really starts to fucking flounder, that he'll be off come the end of next year.
He just completely changed his argument.
I did not. That's the
He
same
did.
argument I've been making with you two clowns. You guys just don't listen to what comes out of my mouth.
I know how. Now you know how I feel when you talk.
So anyway, Kev, how long
Yes.
do you think Nate Thrasher can go without getting podiums before he gets axed from
Keep in
fucking...
mind,
How many years?
2 Supercross wins his rookie year.
How many years here?
I don't know, man. I mean, if he gets 5th, it's not terrible. Not great, but it's not terrible.
Thank you.
What does Star?
So,
what do you think Star Yamaha expects out of
Keep
their
in mind,
guys?
Jeremy
Are
Martin,
Keep in
Justin
mind.
I think
Cooper,
podiums,
Colt
you're
Nichols.
they... Okay, thank you.
Keep in
Thank
mind,
you.
Jeremy Martin,
No,
Justin
he
Cooper,
just said I
Colt
was
Nichols.
right, so shut up.
Didn't he just 2 seconds ago
He's
say that?
definitely the weakest link on the team, probably. But they have 3 other wildly legit guys.
Oh, see, we're right too. Good. Glad this conversation's over with. Let's talk about Kev's night.
All right, so Kev, your night. Let's talk about that.
God.
What happened? How we feeling? Where we going moving forward?
Feeling I don't know how much Sater was kind of keeping in the loop with what we had going on during the day, but obviously I didn't ride at all last week, just because of the shoulder situation. Couldn't really. I attempted the LCQ at A1. Bars were completely tweaked. We just didn't have time to get everything fixed up that we needed to get fixed up because I obviously ate it pretty good. That being said, didn't ride it all this week. Came into this last round. We got some therapy stuff and whatnot. Some, massage cupping, and just got my shoulder readjusted and just all sorts of everything. Just trying to do everything we could to get myself to the point where I could ride a dirt bike. And didn't touch a dirt bike until we got to Oakland. Jumped on board and didn't feel too bad, but I knew that if I got whiskey anywhere or came up short on something, it probably wasn't going to be super good. So slightly cautious in qualifying, and then felt really good in the last qualifying session. Jumped out to another hole shot and led for a couple laps. And on the second lap, my second fast lap, the whoops were getting really sketchy because it's right when Roxon went down, and I think Sexton went down in the exact same spot, right? Because then he hit him or something like that.
Yeah, he used Kenny's forehead as a whoop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. So, long story short, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, long story short, on that lap, I was trying to jump through the whoops on the second lap, second quality session. And last 3 whoops, I went to triple out, and my front tire went over the third whoop. So, my front end went down when I was expecting it to go up. So, it re-yanked my shoulder, and I finished that lap because I had that 1-2 rhythm section and then another set of whoops right after it, and immediately pulled off and just went over to Chris and was like, yep, we're done. There's no way I'm doing another lap. I was honestly kind of worried because I didn't know how bad I had just pulled it again. But I was like, regardless, I'm not going to try to do another fast lap. We're just going to save everything we have for the races. So that's what we did. We came out in the heat race and got another Kevin type start. So it was 5th on the first lap. and then obviously just faded a little bit. Been a little bit under the weather all week, just been not feeling good, packing shit up, little stuff like that. So when I got out to LCQ, obviously, you know me with starts, I was like, all right, we got this. And so jumped out to a hole shot, led, I don't know, a lap or so like that, and just kind of fought around with it, and then just tuckered out really quick. So I think that probably has to do with me being a little bit under the weather. But, yeah, other than that, man, I mean, not at all what we want, considering I got a hole shot and was leading the LCQ. It should have been a main event, but considering what I went through last weekend, considering I'm slightly under the weather and the shoulder does not feel great, I'm not satisfied with it, but I'm happy with it that we got our laps in. Let's put it that way. Something to build off of.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had to go back and watch to see where you started for the heat, because I like missed you on the start there. I was like, shit, where was he? So sixth place in your heat, and then hole shot in that LCQ, and I was like, oh yeah, here we go. And then you started fading, and I was like, oh boy, this is getting sketchy. So
yeah, I had to put that a little bit towards feeling under the weather, and then I didn't ride at all last week. Obviously, slightly timid with the shoulder, so not terrible, but it's a good spot to be at compared to where we were last week. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, so
I just have to be realistic with it. I mean, obviously nobody wants to go home after the LCQ, but considering where I was, and that's a good little stepping stone. So let's just do mains from here on out. How about that?
Well, hey, considering how stacked this field is and looking at the people in the LCQs and stuff, I mean, dude, it is what it is at this point, especially because we don't seem to be having a big attrition rate in the 450 class to even eliminate some of these guys. So, yeah. So it's wild at this point. So, so are you're staying in California again this week then?
Yep.
Back in the SoCal. Are you going to try to ride this week, or you're just hanging out, rehabbing the shoulder?
I don't really know. We do kind of plan on, or I'm going to get an MRI on my shoulder tomorrow.
Okay.
Just to kind of see what's going on, to kind of get at least an idea. But I mean, regardless of what comes back, it's not like I'm getting anything done, considering I just rode pretty decent yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more or less just to see what's going on. That way I can have peace of mind if I'm just being a little weenie about it. And then, just kind of go from there and just keep building, because even if something is goofy, like there's no point if I rode the way I rode yesterday and it's going to just continue to get better when I don't feel like crap too, then we're just going to keep trucking with it.
Kev, maybe you've already addressed this, but are you riding the 250 on the East Coast or no?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering.
At least as of right now, no. I mean, I could. I freaking wish I was in the 250 class right now, to be really honest. But I know that the East, the second region or whatever, is going to be pretty.
Oh, it's stacked.
I think it's gonna be deeper. Yeah. So, if we're close in the 450 right now, I'm just gonna ride it out on the 450.
Okay. Yeah, because
I like it.
I do too. I just didn't know if you'd already addressed that or not. Maybe I didn't hear it, or
I mean, I think on Race Day Live too. Like it was Dan Hubbard or Daniel Blair.
I told you Daniel Hubbard's got a bone. He's got a boner for Kev. So
said that you were riding East Coast.
I was like, wait a minute.
And I was
I don't remember
hold
that.
the phone.
I was like,
here.
wait a minute. When did that happen?
We got a pretty good relationship. I haven't heard this yet.
Well, the only reason I ask is because I remember Kev made a video. I think it was right before he went back to California, and you had said something at the beginning of the video about still having your 250 and maybe doing some East Coast rounds or something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what you said.
No, as of right now, full 450.
Okay.
So the pit bike looks good.
Dude, I know it came out really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. Like I wasn't even expecting to get those orange classics. They just sent them with it. I was like, okay, this is gonna be sick.
Sweet.
Patreon numbers going up, or
Patreon
what?
numbers getting huge.
Yeah, dog. We're on the rise. Let's put it that way.
So you did see some feedback. You did see some increase because of the pit bike.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, I need to get a little bit.
That's cool.
I literally, I always come into the season expecting to do so much, and then I just have 12 things that end up happening, or things I have to get on top of, like all my bike work. I had to. We swapped out some parts on the race bike as soon as I got here. Obviously, I had to put together the Concept 2 spin bike. That way I got something to warm up on. I put together the pit bike because that was in a crate. Then I had to change bars and levers on the bike. I had to change a subframe on the bike because all that stuff was been up from A1. Plus all the other stuff that I have going on. Like I haven't been able to make as many videos as I want to promote, one, the sponsors, and two, just like what I have going on with the Patreon. Like I haven't been able to fully explain that yet. So, yeah, been a little bit slacking, but it's not a lack of effort. It's just I've had a lot of other stuff going on that have to be done for me to race.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a lot of this week was doctor's visits, massage, going to the shoulder guy, getting taped up, having him scrape it out and stretch it out and just do whatever we could to be able to race this weekend.
Are you do you have a deal with like Concept 2 where you're getting this stuff or whatever, or are you getting a deal on it, or you're just using it, or
Looking for the hookup.
Kind of just
I'm just
using it. Like I like the products. It's not like I don't want anybody thinking I can get that stuff for free. 'Cause it's not free.
yeah?
But no, I have a pretty good relationship with them, and they try to help where they can. But yeah, it's nothing crazy. But I do just like the stats that come with, like, one, it's in our industry. I have that all the equipment at my house too, and I like how it has your time, how many meters you're going, how fat. Like, it's got a lot of information on it that I like.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I knew you had it all at the gym at your house too and everything, and I was like, man, I've never asked him if he's got like the actual hookup with that or not. So
no, not really.
Are you
just
on
really like the equipment.
A rower bicycle? Have you messed with the Skier G or whatever yet?
Skier?
You got one of those?
Yeah, I have one of those at house. I have a rowing machine, skier, and bike erg at the house. And then I just got a bike erg to warm up on at the races.
The ski looks gnarly.
yeah, I want to try one of those.
Yeah, I love the ski. Yeah.
He's a GoPro athlete now too.
Really?
Really?
Oh,
Big time.
That
Big
throws
time.
my
Yeah,
Insta
boy.
360 thing out the window.
Business.
Business. Yeah, dude.
You know me. I work the angles.
Hey, man. Well, speaking of working the angles, when are we going to see the stank dog approach from Kev?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What, the two-stroke approach?
Did you see what he put on his story and telling everybody to F off and all that good stuff?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I thought it was wildly entertaining.
I don't think
Kevin
Kevin
I think that was
on camera.
I don't think that was a very good look for him.
Really? His whole look is not a good look for him.
I don't care. I think that was a little over the line.
Yeah, that's just Jared
love
Stanky.
it.
He's been doing that since
honestly,
the
that's just his vibe, though. Like, that's stank dog for you. Like that. If Kevin made that kind of video, boy, he's losing some sponsors over that.
I cannot get Kev to talk like that when we're off the record, let alone when
I was
we're
about to say,
on-
Kevin
on the
swearing on
record.
camera will never happen.
But I mean,
Ever.
I guess I see it from both sides, though. He like shit talked Pulp, and now there's like this beef, and everybody's talking about it. So maybe it was creative.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Sure.
So, okay. Anything else for Kev here? Because I know he's.
I got one question. How do you like the new 2022?
Like 450?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same as the 2019, 2020, 2021. Like, they're all the same.
Okay.
It'll be completely different next year because, like, obviously, like the factory boys are on the newer bike,
Yep.
23 or I guess 2022 and a half, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know, same bike that I've been riding, so I like it.
Sweet.
Yeah, that thing hasn't changed in years. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, man. I was just trying to fill something to talk about. Fucking Travis didn't have nothing. You didn't have nothing. Get off my ass, guys.
Look, the
Yeah.
Kev interviews are really long, like when we haven't talked to him in a while or when like something really crazy happens in the race. But last night was just kind of like a so-so night for him, and we've been talking.
Yeah,
we talked to him
and-
last week and got all the major
Are you
stuff out of the
telling
way.
me that you're just bored of him getting starts?
I am not bored of him at all. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I remember last year we were talking that there were bonuses involved for LCQ hole shots and possibly heat race hole shots. Where are we still on that program or what?
I'm
on
gonna
the
have to
spot.
check.
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna have to check the AMA stats as to making sure, see if you actually got the whole shot, because you probably didn't. It was probably somebody else.
Sound like a true
in the
liberal.
LCQ, there's nobody that got the whole shot over me.
Let's negotiate a deal right now.
I'm gonna have to check the AMA result sheet to see if you actually got the whole shot, and then we can talk. I might have a nice shiny quarter or something in my pocket.
Sounds like
I
a
can
real
send
liberal
you.
conversation right now.
Yeah. I'm just playing.
Look, he gets his bonus every single month this year. He
You
upped
really,
the
you know,
price
have
on
you noticed
me.
that he really likes to put that in every time Kev's on the phone, just to like reassure Kev that he pays him.
I do.
Just
every
does.
month I see it on my credit card.
Hey,
statement.
man, all I
It's
know
fine.
is All I know
hasn't failed yet. So
all I know is that that logo looks real good on that canopy.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask, did you sit in front of the logo for the vlog talking this week also? Because
at some point, I think so. I don't know, though.
There might be some bonuses involved at the end of the year if every single Supercross vlog you're sitting in front of the logo while you're talking.
Ooh, well, you best figure that out quick so we can make it happen.
Yeah, another round's up this weekend,
Yeah, that's
bro.
like the easiest money that kid will ever make.
Because I watch.
Yo,
the
Kev,
vlog
how do you make
last week.
How do you make some money? Just sit in front of this logo every time you're on camera.
Because
Just
I
done.
watched
Done.
that vlog last week, and Justin even texted me, was like, bro, that logo looks sick on that canopy, and he
Yeah.
sat in front
You know
of
what
it
that was?
the whole time, and I was like, I know.
That was his
I know.
Justin Barsha hit.
That was
So,
Yeah, dude, the videos on YouTube have been doing pretty good.
They
I
look
know.
good. I like them. They look good.
Sater be killing it,
Tater is killing it.
aka Clutch Media.
he is, but I need him to get yours done. I need you to tone it down on yours a little bit so I can get
He's
mine
coming in
a little
clutch.
earlier.
It's coming.
Coming in
So,
clutch.
Oh God. Look, are you?
Coming in clutch.
Coming in clutch.
Is he? We do have a question. Is he staying in California with you too, or is he flying back and forth to
Yeah.
Florida?
So our original goal was to have him come out, stay for a race, stay for that week, stay the next race, then go home, then come back. So he'll go home every other race kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But we're actually getting ready to cancel his flight back just because traveling all the way back to Florida for 2.5 days with the
Would
chances of
suck.
COVID and stuff like that down there. And I know some some people down there that he knows kind of has it and whatnot. So he's probably just going to chill out here just to be a safer call, be a little bit easier on him too.
Yeah, has he so I asked him if he got a press pass and he told me no. Was there
No.
any sort of conversation as to if you get to this or something you'll get one, or they were just like no and that was the end of the combo?
They're pretty much like no.
Okay.
To be honest.
Sounds normal.
Okay, great. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, don't worry, Sean Brennan, I know you're
Unfortunately.
listening right now, so hey
I
bro,
doubt it.
he creeps. So
He
hey
does
bro,
creep, but I
I need to have a chat with you because we need to talk about press passes and all sorts of shit because there's some bullshit going on here. So,
You want to just go find him at the first race we're at? Is that what you're getting at?
dude, if I see him, I will walk up and talk to him.
I know you will.
There will be no hesitation. I will be in the middle of trying to do something and beeline. In fact, if I go to like either Dallas or Minneapolis, whatever, wherever I end up, I'm gonna tell Darkside and be like, "Yo, can you get Sean Brennan to come talk to me while I'm here?"
Is this going to be a
Jamie.
civil? Is this going to be?
Yeah, Jamie,
Is
Darkside,
this
whatever.
going to be a civil conversation?
Probably not.
It depends how he reacts to me.
I'm going to tell you right now.
If he
That
starts-
I'm just going to set the scene right now. I'll tell you right now. If that goes south,
One
and
little
then
shitty
Sean Brennan
comment-
finds out, whoa, said person on the phone that you're helping, you're not going to get a phone call back from Kevin Moranz.
One little shitty
Yeah,
comment
you got to
from
think
him.
of what the domino effects
Yeah,
might
man,
happen.
this is a domino effect, bro. Your guy on the phone right now.
Look, I don't represent anyone but myself, and one
Wow.
shitty comment will light me up.
Wow,
So we'll see.
wow.
We'll see.
Hear that? Just that noise in the background.
We are
No
the
talking?
private. We are the privateers.
That's
podcast
Kev going. I'm
over here.
rethinking all of this.
the
right now.
Privateers podcast, but you're going to go to say something to Sean Brennan and possibly bone?
Look, we can
I'm
say
not
something to
boning
Davey.
anybody.
We can
I
say
only
something to
represent
Davey
myself.
Cole.
I do not
We're-
represent
we're-
Kevin Moranz or Moranz Racing or anybody else. I
No, but he has
represent
our logo on the side of his bike.
I represent the Moto Aftermath Show.
which Kevin
What is
also
Feld
represents.
gonna fucking do?
Look, they
Are
love
they gonna
Kevin.
make him put a fucking piece of tape over my fucking logo like they did with Dan Blazarian's logo?
Oh, he's fired up.
Well, I'm
Matt.
real fired.
Look, bro, Kevin, he's got a logo on the side. Like they don't want they love Kevin. We don't want
hey,
Kevin.
dude,
they don't want them
worry.
to lock like Kevin
Don't worry.
anymore.
BAM TV can get a fucking press pass to
Are
be
you
on the
just a-
fucking floor. But hey, the privateers who aren't making any fucking money to start with off your fucking series, they can't do that. Their film guy,
Hey, Kevin,
who
how you
is-
doing right now,
who is
buddy?
a
What are you doing?
proven professional,
Kevin, what are you doing
he
right-
cannot get a fucking press pass to get on the fucking floor to get some fucking shots for the fucking vlog for the fucking privateer who needs to make some fucking money
my
so he
God.
can make your fucking series
what
go.
Hey, Kevin, what are you doing?
Kevin,
exactly
how was your
right now?
breakfast?
What are you
Deep
doing
breath.
exactly
Deep
right
breath.
now?
Fired
Kevin?
up now.
Kevin, what are you doing exactly right now, bud?
I heard a blinker. He's
I heard a
driving.
blink.
He's
Are
in
you
a car.
turning? Are you turning somewhere?
No, yeah, we're actually getting ready to get back, so I got to get out and start unloading. So I had to let you
Yeah,
guys go.
that was definitely just like the most cringy thing.
No. I knew we only had a limited amount of time. He was like, bro, we got 20 minutes.
Yeah, but
we
he
got
sped this up real quick.
No, he was like, we got 15 minutes. I was like, guys, we got to call him. We got to quit talking about Thrasher. All right, so Kevin Moranz, thank you for joining us, sir. have a wonderful week in the fucking shithole we call California out there.
He's going to San Diego.
Hey, ain't there a tsunami coming?
Yeah, try to stay above water because I heard there's a tsunami coming. So if you see like the water receding, do not go in the ocean. Run for the mountains, okay?
Interesting.
The mountain?
Yeah, you better look into that. They're saying something about a tsunami about to hit out there.
A volcano blew up. Like
Where'd
you
this
can
information
see, you can
come
see
from?
it from like they did a satellite
Was this
view.
in China?
No, it's over in the Pacific somewhere, and you can see it from a satellite. I mean, it's like all of a sudden you see this boom, huge like cloud of smoke. And yeah, dude, there's a tsunami coming. It already hit Australia.
Good.
I watched these dudes surf it
They're really
earlier
down
on
under
TikTok.
now. They're really down under.
Yeah.
It might blow Hawaii right off the map.
Oh God, man.
Anyways.
Ooh.
All right,
Anyway,
Kev. Good
all
luck
right.
in San Diego, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you this week, man.
Alrighty, sounds like a plan. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Later. Kevin Moranz, everybody. I just want to let everyone know.
You can't compare this to BAM TV.
That was cringy.
I'm not comparing this. Okay, what I'm comparing,
That was
what
cringy
I'm
for me.
saying is you got BAM TV, that motherfucker, which again is fine with me.
He earned his way to do it every week.
I don't give a shit that you're giving him a press pass to be on the floor. Every single rider should be able to get a film guy. Now, do you have questions? Sure, you can have questions. You can ask these kids. You can filter this somewhat. I mean, you shouldn't pull a fucking nitwit kid out of high school who's never filmed anything but a high school play and put him on the floor of a Supercross race to film Supercross and just be like, yeah, this is fucking cool. But when you have guys coming in who film Supercross and motocross all the fucking time at local tracks, they know how to cross a track, they know how far to stay, they know what to look for if somebody's going to get squirrely and fucking take them out, and they're working for a privateer or multiple privateers like Sater is, and he can't get a press pass. Now, mind you, Kev's pulling down probably 10,000 views a week, easy, okay? Because
I'd probably say more than that through
his
all the
videos
social
are
media
pulling
stuff.
5 or 6 his new ones on top of what his old videos are pulling. So again, he's probably pulling down 10,000 views a week, which is, from what I understand, their requirement to be fucking press.
10.
But he can't get a fucking press pass.
How hard did they try, though?
You can go fuck yourselves.
How hard did
Which
they
makes me
try,
wonder
though?
what their excuse for AJ, whoever he has, because his videos blow 10K out of the water.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, why can't AJ's do? I mean, AJ's
dude-
not racing right now,
Yeah,
so
but
like
still,
that's a
like,
different story.
But my point is if the 10K is the standard, like AJ blows that out in like the first 3
Well,
hours.
I'm not 100% sure because heaven forbid they actually make a fucking set of.
Oh, I know.
They're like the fucking AMA. Like, let's not make a set of rules and put it out there for people. But this is just what I've heard through the grapevine. The last
just
thing
do
I
whatever they
heard was
want.
10K per week
They
downloads
kind of can.
for podcast people or whatever.
Because they kind of can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
At this point, at least right now.
Hey, I'll tell you what. We should just set our podcast in a foreign country and we get in for sure. No fucking problem. Because they'd be
So we're
like,
from
oh,
China.
fuck yeah.
Oh, I know how to get a press pass for outdoors. That's easy.
Well, outdoors is a complete. That's another. I can't get wound up about this. Okay, we need to take a break here, reset stuff, and we will come back. We've got. I got to take a leak. I need another beverage. Wait until we get Grondahl on the phone because me and him will get going, and this is going to be a fucking shit show here. I can tell you that
Are
right
we cringing
now.
over here, you think?
Who's cringing? This is going to be the best show ever.
This was about as cringy as when we tried to get Kev to drink alcohol.
What is cringy about this?
Because, man, like.
Oh, clip that because you can hear that.
Oh, yeah, clip that. I didn't. It's just.
He ain't
it's-
going to clip it.
Kev is 22 years old. He can have a fucking beer in the office.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be on camera doing it.
That's fine. He's not on camera doing it right now.
What is cringy about this? Because, man, it's cringy because we all know, all three of us sitting at this table, no matter how hard we rant and scream and all that shit,
It ain't going to do anything.
it doesn't
for us.
matter to Sean Brennan and Prater and Gendro and all them. They don't care. Now, maybe because Brennan actually does creep in our shit. He's not lying about that. But it's
Yeah,
cringy.
no, I've tracked him down in there.
It's cringy because like we've had these conversations so many times before, and we just know where they ultimately lead. So it's like kind of like beating your fucking head against the table.
And
I just-
and it could go negative too. And if you're going to talk this much shit about him, then you might as well just go across the fence and decide that you're never coming back.
It does scare me a little bit though with Kev being associated with Kev, that if we piss them off because Feld does like Kev, that because we know they can. It's not like that's beneath them.
That's our whole thing, is we don't want it to turn into fucking
kind of like
Kev.
when we had.
I will sue the fuck out of them.
Well, that's fine, but what I'm saying is I just don't want any problems for Kev. Like for us, if they give problems to us, we don't give a fuck. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
We can give it right back, but we just don't want it to be an issue for Kev. Kind of like when we had
Here's
Kev
the
on
thing.
here for the show with Coach.
I get fired up about this stuff, but I would very calmly have a conversation with any of these guys.
Oh, I would too.
Davey Coombs.
I would too.
Sean Brennan.
I'd love to have a conversation
Prater,
with Tim Cotter.
Tim Cotter.
Then I could punch him in the
Any
face.
of these fucking dudes. I
hate
would
that guy.
I would
I hate him.
love
I would
to
too.
have them on the show. If any of them are listening and y'all want to be on the show, DM me on fucking Instagram.
Prater would probably actually be the one guy that if somehow we did have him on here, we'd be actually able to have a conversation
I
with
would
him.
have
He seems to be pretty level-headed.
very calm conversations, but I have very, very specific questions about different media outlets and getting in there and stuff. Yes, we scare the shit out of them because we are not bought and paid for by anybody. We can say whatever the fuck we want to, and we will. Like, if you got some bullshit going on, I'll fucking call you out on it, which is what I'm doing right now with the whole media pass with the different filmers, okay?
Yeah.
That's what's happening. You guys have this fucking, again, top-down bullshit, whatever the fuck you want to call it thing, with not giving privateer people who are trying to make some money to fucking be able to come put on the show for you, which it's a show. I mean, it's a race, it's a sport, but it's a fucking show.
And they are the ones that are making the money.
Yep. Now, if you don't want to do that, then fine. Let's cut it all out. Let's cut all the privateers, and we'll either give them their own series somewhere, and you can run 20 fucking factory dudes,
GPs.
just like GPs, just like Moto GP, just like Formula One.
Yep.
I think they tried to go too hard down the Monster Jam route as well, trying to own everything.
And that's not-
like
yeah,
Gravedigger,
and that
Monster,
And that demographic is nothing like our demographic.
Yeah.
Like we're not the same
yeah,
people.
but like
as
El
Monster.
Toro Loco,
But I agree-
Gravedigger. So Dennis Anderson busted his balls to build the Gravedigger name.
Yeah.
Feld owns the rights to all of it.
Oh yeah, I know. So
I could get Brie Mahan on here sometime, and we could hear Todd and that whole monsters.
Scooby Goo.
Yeah, dude, me and Matt have known Brie for like fucking
That'd be fun.
10 plus years. No, I'm being serious.
Does she,
Like,
follow,
if you-
does she follow Supercross too?
dude, she used to be. She had her WMA pro card.
Oh, well, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
And then drove
Like,
a
she
monster
does-
truck.
I mean, we could do that.
She
Yeah.
does. She did the FCA camps too with like Shorty and all them.
Oh, okay.
Like seriously, like you guys ever want to have a conversation, like talk about the Monster Jam, not related to this podcast? I can.
Monster Jam's legit.
Like I'm being serious.
Yeah,
Like, if you-
no, I mean, yeah,
I'd like to
dude.
talk Monster Jam.
Yeah, I would totally do that.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, that's just where I'm going. And like I said, I scream and shout on here and curse and everything else. Again, if any of these guys, Sean Brennan, I'm talking to you because I know you're listening. If you want to have a conversation, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you. I will be very calm, no
You
problem.
think he actually listens or just looks at social?
I don't know.
he probably
We'll
does a
find
lot.
out.
He probably does a lot of.
But hey,
everything.
can you go in and clip this, and then we'll tag him in it?
I'm gonna
and
be
it's
honest
awesome.
with you.
You got to put a good clickbait caption though.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why they don't ever talk. I know that Prater's the big dog. I don't know why they don't ever talk to Gendro, because Gendro's brother Scott used to race pro.
I'll DM Prater too this week and see if he'll come on.
I think that
might.
I think having Prater would actually like.
Maybe.
He would have a civil conversation, like, and it seems like every time he was on or during COVID thing, and they were trying to like bait him into saying something stupid. Like, he's legit.
Yeah, he seems like an okay.
He seems like a good guy.
And to be honest, compared to
Davey,
the MX Sports guys, I have way less problems with the Feld guys.
no, because it actually seems like they really actually want to try to grow the sport.
Well, and Feld has overhead expenses, as we've talked about.
Yes,
with
they have a lot of
Cook
money.
with everything. Yep. Which this is the same path we've gone down 1,000 times, and we beat this horse to death. Like I said, we need to get off this. We need to take a break.
we're gonna be back on this when Grondahl comes on.
I was
later,
gonna say when
probably,
we come
so-
back, we'll talk to Grondahl, and then we will cover the Stank Dog thing because we covered it a little bit, but we
Yeah, you
still
guys
have to
got to
cover
fill
that.
me in on that because I didn't look at that
Stank
bullshit.
Dog, Futures,
Oh God,
and the World Supercross Championship, which
Fuck
we didn't
the
cover
Futures.
last show either.
fuck the future.
But we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. So hold up.
Commercial break.
All right, and we're back. Second half of the show here. Waiting on our next guest, Mike Grondahl, to be ready here. So let's talk a little Stank Dog action here.
125.
So Stank Dog making the main on the 125 last
into
night.
the
got a
heat.
whole.
in the heat race.
Out of the heat.
I will say though, as impressive as it was, God, he looked fucking slow.
Oh, it's
But see, the thing
But
though
Max
is,
Sanford couldn't catch him.
but the funny thing though is that you look at that and you're like, Jesus, dude, he just looks fucking slow. Like his corner speed's terrible. Can't even step onto a table. It really makes you appreciate what Stu used to do back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does.
Like I know I'm not making a revelation statement there, but like anybody that did not grow up in that era, and you think, oh, like you can't go fast on a 125, go back and watch James Stewart through 2002 to 2004,
And then watch Jared Stink.
and then watch Jared Stink, and you'd be like, am I watching a pro rider or am I watching a C rider?
My thing is, yeah, fucking cool. You made the main on a 125, right?
Yep.
Why are you walking around like you're fucking Carmichael, dude? And then you made 3 laps in the main and pulled off. And then called out the biggest media outlet that, yes, Steve can be a douche, but Steve literally said, yeah, I think he makes a main. And then shits on him like that, and then goes even further to insult him and call him a fat bastard.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. And I know that probably a lot of people that watch this show, or pretty much anybody, will not like this, even especially the casual fan. I don't like the whole Jared Stanky
I don't
thing.
either.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I understand that you have to
I
promote
like it
yourself.
because it's a different character for the sport.
And you're promoting yourself, and that's the way you can
Correct.
make money.
Yep.
But the old school moto dude in me screams every fucking time I see him. And I know, and like I said, we're in a day and age where social media is a big thing, so I'm not going to try to act like the get off my lawn guy. You have to do things to promote, especially a guy in Stanky's the way he is and the way he races and makes money. But dude, at some point though, the reason why you're never going to get real money is because, let's be real, you're not professional. Like I imagine he probably makes...
Yeah, I think he does decent.
He probably does decent, especially for a privateer, and let's be honest, a guy that doesn't make mains a lot, even whether he's on a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke. But I think he could make even more money if he kept the same attitude, but then when it came down to business, he acted a little bit less like a fucking moron.
Hey, bro, if you got,
And you don't have to
if you got
clip
a
that.
weed company, you're fine.
Yeah, but it's like the whole going to Instagram and dropping that whole thing. Like, I get it. You made those guys doubted you a little bit, but why don't you think back a little bit to where Steve took the time out of his day to shoot out a couple text messages here and there to get him into straight rhythm, and then in which he won, and then comes back 3 years later. Steve says something. Oh, he might make a main, and then shits on him like that and looks like a complete douchebag.
I look at Stanky the same way I look at the whole Ronnie Mac thing.
Yeah,
I'm not into it. I just don't. And like I said, you can say, oh, that's the get off my lawn type attitude. But dude, this is still...
I respect the hustle. I mean,
I
he's
do.
built a cult following. Like, the people that follow Stank Dog die with Stank Dog.
The problem, though, is that the average fan that has never watched a Supercross race before, and then you see somebody like Jared Stanky and you see his fans, and do not get my words twisted. I am not talking bad about his fans. I am not going down that road.
Oh, boy.
Whoever you want. No.
And here come the comments.
You mean his
There-
whole fan base that's
Here
at
comes
the
the comment
snowboarding out in
section.
Colorado?
There's things that we will talk about, but I will never on camera go after a fan base. Because you are allowed to be fans with whatever type of person you want to be. That is not for me to critique. I can talk about the rider. The fans, I'm not going to go down that road. I have nothing against his fans. But his attitude, though, like, oh, the industry, they've screwed me, and I'm going to go off and do this and be weird and be all eccentric or whatever you want to call it. No, dude. The reason why the industry has never done anything for you because you've never done anything. The closest you ever got to a championship was an arena cross, and you were like 4th.
Yeah.
Jared Stanky's a good rider, and what he does on the 125, even making last night, just breaking it down in a basic form, is impressive, especially in this day and age with how good 250Fs are. You talk about Maxwell Sanford, still on a tie loop bike. That bike's fucking fast. Like, they know how to produce horsepower out
He
of
made
the tie
mains
loop.
last year.
Exactly.
Too. Couldn't catch him.
But, dude, the attitude, though, like, you still have to remember
That
this-
you're like a god.
it is a
Yeah.
business, and I can't. Every time I see him, I cringe. I cringe.
A little bit.
It bothers me.
All right, you boys ready for the next one here?
Yep.
All right, let's give him a call. Next up, we got former Geico Honda owner, Mr. Part owner. Whatever. Mr. Mike Grondahl. Brought to you by Alias Sport, CBD Chill Oil, and CBD Pain Balm. Works great. We've all used a little bit of it. We all think it works awesome. My kid works on the knees and everything. So let's give Mr. Mike Grondahl
I was wondering.
a call here.
Co-presented by Adept Creative Co.
Go by
By his son.
AdeptMX.com.
Hey,
Mr. Mike Grondahl, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Not bad. Welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show. You and I have chatted
Most
before.
uninformed podcast.
Yeah, we're the most uninformed podcast out there. In case you didn't know that, we know absolutely nothing
Oh,
here.
no, I knew it. You were supposed to send me some questions, and you didn't send them to me.
We'll see, Mike. Those are my co-host, Cole. Cole, say hi.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Cole, good to meet you.
And then my other co-host, Justin here. Justin, go ahead and say hi.
How's it going, sir?
Justin, how are you? You guys all motocrosses?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, so funny
Oh, boy,
story
here we
here,
go.
Mike.
Here we go.
So 2013, Loretta Lynn's. I was an alternate in the 450B class, and your son Eric broke his collarbone. I don't know if you remember. You guys went riding at a track, maybe somewhere down there before the event started, and he ended
Yes,
up breaking
I
his
do.
collarbone, and I got the spot.
You got the spot.
That's Cole's
I got
claim
the
to fame.
spot.
That's
So
Cole's claim
small
to fame.
world. Here we come back, and yep, that's the only time I've been at the gate at Loretta's.
Hey, you
and
got 10th in a moto that year.
I got 16th overall, which wasn't too bad, but
Full
yeah,
circle.
it all comes full circle back to.
16 from an alternate? That's pretty good.
So yeah, it all comes back to, I guess. Unfortunately, thank you to you guys. I don't know.
Oh,
So
thanks for your son hurting himself.
Yeah.
Thank you.
so I just thought that was
Damn Leitz.
Oh boy.
Oh, I can't.
well,
even say it.
and
He's
even
getting
more ironically, I ended.
five collarbones from those things.
Yeah. Well, even more ironically, after
Used
I
to work at
graduated from college, I went and worked for Liat for 2 years.
He's not with him anymore.
Yeah, I'm not with them anymore, but
Oh, no, I mean, it is 50-50 on those things.
yep, I agree. I agree. After being a sales rep, it was either you're all the way in or all the way out on them, and it's I don't yeah,
All the
kind
way
of
out.
not really a line to walk where you're on both sides. So
Yeah,
The
pretty.
world's got bigger problems.
Yep. So you right before we started the show, you sent me the Stank Dog clip from last night. We were just talking about that. What are your thoughts on that Stank Dog clip?
I thought it was funny because he kind of came down hard on Mathless, but yeah, I really am not that informed about the ongoing dramas. Just that one that I got crossed up in.
The one with
I love that guy. You know, he's a great. On the two-stroke with the long hair. He's the reason that we should be in front of F1. Guys like that. Him
Yep.
and Bam Bam and all the different personalities.
the characters of the sport, I think, are great. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
do you feel like our industry blackballs Stanky a little bit just because he's not the blue collar kind of guy that our sport looks for?
Ooh. Like I said, I mean, I don't watch it at the level like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the sport and blackballing, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were just discussing that a little bit too, because like Stank Dog, his crowd is kind of
Like a cult.
it's kind of a cult crowd. Like Stank Dog's fans are the guys that are eating mushrooms and going to an EDM concert, right? So
We're hanging out at Coachella.
and a guy like
Hey, I want to hang with those guys.
and those guys have a damn good time, and I think that that adds more people to our sport. That's a whole nother demographic. But I feel like guys at Feld and those high end up guys, they look at him and are like, oh, we don't want that people in the sport, and then they turn around and contradict themselves and bitch about not growing the sport, which is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah,
with it.
no, the people at the top don't understand the sport that we're in.
Right.
They're trying to put lipstick on it and dress it up, and make it something that it's not. If we would be true to, the true nature of where motocross started, where it came from, and didn't try to, make it something that it's not.
Yep.
If we were true to the brands and we really went after the cats, the double wides, and, understood it better, I think that you would bring a lot more sponsors in, and I'm going to be very interested to see what happens over the next few years with, I think marijuana is going to be legalized federally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So
all on board with
that's
Yeah.
going to be that's going to be a sport that wants to get in like Red Bull and Monster, but it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to shift the narrative.
Well,
to make it work or not.
Well, don't you think they already kind of did that? Because if we go back and look, like, what was it, 2 years ago? Like, you had Dean Wilson,
With
had
Blazarian.
Dan Blazarian's CBD or something.
2019.
Yeah.
Ignite.
So he had that, and then he had to cover that up. And then you've got, like, Chad Reed has the CBD MD. He's got to cover that up. And then, boom, we hit 2020, and CBD MD is sponsoring, like, Supercross now. Like,
Also sponsors a bunch of privateers.
yeah. So...
Well, that comes to Feld fucking sponsor money out of the
I was going to
riders,
say,
so.
don't you feel like we're kind of transitioning into that already with like the CBD stuff a little bit?
Well, yeah, that's the television.
Yeah.
They were just getting their interests aligned correctly, and I believe right now that all the marijuana stocks are suppressed, and all of a sudden when you start hearing that indica strain cures COVID-19, stop buying marijuana stocks, because when you start seeing that, that means all the big boys got their money in place and they're going to ride it up.
Mm-hmm.
I think when that does happen, I think that the marijuana business is too big that people aren't going to be able to deny them anymore. You're talking about so much money right there, and I think it's going to get over to the point that the teams are going to have to start looking at things differently, and they're not going to be able to deny, like, hey, this is just how it is. And let's be real, we all know on this phone call that a lot of these top dudes all smoke weed at some point, whether they're using it for certain reasons or not.
Be. I mean, it's the only way you can heal from concussions.
Mm-hmm.
None of those guys use marijuana.
I mean, the NFL players are allowed to smoke during the season because they know it heals concussions.
Mm-hmm.
Look at J-Law.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hanny, Nico.
And I think, as soon as it goes federal, I think it's going to be very interesting. I always said this because they're going to brand it. They're going to start branding weed as like Anheuser-Busch or something, right?
Yeah.
And those companies are going to come in, and that's money into the sport, and I'm all for it.
Except it bothers me, being somebody who does smoke weed himself, that like there's this narrative around the people that run the cannabis industry. They're like, oh, they're all just a bunch of stoners. They're dumbasses. They've lost a bunch of brain cells.
not
Like,
at
dude,
all.
you don't be a multi-billion-dollar business and not know how to run a company. Like, those are very smart people.
Yep.
And honestly, there's a lot of people at the top in the motocross side of things that could learn a thing or two from those people.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they swallow their pride and do it, who knows? But I hope they do, because it'll bring a whole new avenue for our sport to get, like Mike just said about Formula One. That's what we need to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mike, let me ask you this. What do you think is going to be bigger sponsorship-wise in the sport? Is it going to be the marijuana, or is it going to be crypto?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, boy.
How do you
I did see SmartFi. So SmartFi is sponsoring the series.
I'm not, I really haven't been able to wrap my arms around crypto.
I was just about to ask that.
I just... I want to invest in it, but
Do you think it's a fad, Mike? Do you think it's a fad?
to me, it's got all the makings of a Ponzi scheme, and I know people are going to go nuts, but
love it.
I'm sorry, but everyone that I've seen is the person, when you're exiting and you want your money out, they can charge pretty much whatever rate they want, and I'm completely talking from a novice perspective, but everybody's telling me I got to hurry up and get in, and then the guy can charge you whatever he wants when your money's on the way out. There's a guy, Dan Pena, that said that a guy from Rod Rosenstein's Dirty Trick Squad created crypto, and to me,
Dan Pena's a fucking legend. I love that fucking guy.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Is he? So he's not bought off and paid for on the bad side of things over here. You don't think then?
You know what? It's so hard right now to tell what is good information and what is bad information. I love everything about Trump, but I read his first book, and he says if I was to run for president, I'd run as a Republican because they're easier to trick.
Yeah. Yep, I've heard that too. So
Oh, I love this
You know,
conversation.
so there's just it's crazy right now. This world, I just can't make any sense of it.
you and me both, brother.
That makes three of us.
That makes
everybody.
Yeah, everybody at this table. Yeah.
But I do know this. I like weed.
Yep.
Love it.
I
So
love
I'm
it.
going to go with weed versus crypto. Is that a good answer?
Oh, I love
right.
it.
Hey,
There's
I
one
like
person.
it. I'll roll with it.
There's two people at this table. I
As a
don't know
matter
about
of fact,
Travis. I know you don't smoke weed, so
Hold on, he's got to take a hit right now. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
damn it. I said before when Travis told me you were coming on.
I
today,
hurt
was-
my foot last weekend out at Okeechobee, and I've had my foot in a bag of THC all day. It actually works really good.
Oh Jesus! What?
I wanna get- I wanna
That is
get-
the-
I wanna get high- I wanna get
Okeechobee.
high with him
It's
so-
awesome.
Oh God. Dude.
Oh man.
So what? You were
I'll
out
tell
riding,
you,
Mike?
man,
Or?
that place, they just rebuilt it. It's unbelievable. It's worth the trip.
Oh man.
love
So
it.
okay, so I have a question. How do you come to own Moto Sandbox? Like, how does that whole deal work? Like, how do you? Because I know Villapoto owned it.
Grant Langston.
before-
Oh,
had it
yeah,
before
yeah.
that.
No.
Before-
I don't. Jason Baker from Dream Tracks, he owns it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, we sold it to him a few years back, and I guess he's doing some good work to it. It's been going real well for him.
Cool. So yeah. So
Yeah, but I mean, how there, like Baggett's place is for sale right now. If you guys are interested,
I mean, I
mean,
would
dude,
love
if
to
I
buy
did-
something
yeah,
like
I'm
that.
I would
interested,
too.
but
I discovered the other day though that I am not
Too poor to live in
I am
Orlando.
too poor to live in Orlando because I would love to have a winter house in Orlando. And then when I was looking around
all
on
chip in
Zillow,
and we could
the
all
cheapest one I found was about $700,000, which is slightly out of the price range I could afford at this current moment. So yeah.
keep thinking about it. You'll get there.
I love Mike's hat.
Trust me.
Just,
But I'm telling you, don't go to Orlando. Get down the southeast coast. The ocean's way better. There's so much to do down here.
But I really
I
hate
think eventually-
hurricanes.
What's that?
I really hate hurricanes. Like, they scare me. My balls shrivel up. I get super nervous.
What
I
the
get
fuck?
nauseated.
is this
I
like?
thought you said you race motocross.
I do. I do. And that, I will hit
Well, what do you
100.
do? You don't do the doubles?
No, I will hit 100
he doesn't
foot.
do the doubles.
I will hit 100-foot tabletop before
yeah, right.
before I want to take on a hurricane. Okay, like
Bullshit.
hurricanes. I'm just fucking out on. I could fucking die.
Yeah, I'm out on tornadoes
I have a
too,
fear,
but
I have a fear of
I
drowning.
lived in Alabama.
Like, it's terrible.
I was in. I spent some time in the Zephyr Hills area, so that's kind of right by the 83 compound.
They have
Gate
a water
City,
company
all
there.
that. Yeah,
They
that's
give you
for
that.
Mesh. It's home of Scott Mesh.
They give you that water that will tear your insides up.
Yep. I drank some.
It tastes like sewer too.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so
Off the rails a little bit, but
didn't you?
well,
Justin,
I'm curious.
Come on, one more question. You don't got me all night here.
Yeah,
One
come
more
on.
Well,
giant
I was just curious turning into a compound or whatever in Florida. What kind of numbers are we talking from a guy like Roxon or Savachi paying Jason Baker to train there all winter or ride there?
I don't know the numbers, and I know that the contracts have come down considerably. But they used to have a formula where your generational star, your big name guy, he would pay extra, and then he kind of got to choose who else got to ride there.
That's interesting.
So he'd pay somewhere between 100 and 100 and a half. And then, so there are certain guys that don't get along.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's there's kind of a pecking order is the way it used to go. I honestly, it's been a while now. You'd be better off to talk to Eric.
Yeah. And like I said, he's definitely on my list too. Now, are you living in Florida right now, or do you live in the Northeast, or
Yeah.
what's your? Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I'm totally out. Pulled out during COVID and live in Florida. And, it's been great riding and golfing.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask what's going on in the life of Mike Grondahl these days. Just a lot of hanging out and
Bro, he sold off his Planet Fitness stuff, and he is retired.
Right.
yeah.
living that life.
Are you involved in anything anymore, or you just consider yourself fully retired, Mike?
I mean, I'm almost to the fully retired point. I dabble in real estate, but you know, when you have a lot of capital, you really don't need to be smart in real estate.
Yep.
It's pretty simple to buy a FedEx building, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Wish I could buy a FedEx building.
You know, it's pretty cool because I'm at a place that's, you know, my golf instructor's got a show on the Golf Channel, and every day, you know, all the top 50 golfers in the world. You know, you're seeing guys from, you know, all around the world who are. It's like seeing Roxon, Tomac, Anderson every single
That's
day.
got to be pretty damn cool.
I want Mike's life.
It's very cool, and then, you know, all the people that live in here, you know, they all have their stories too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, Mike. I mean, you've put in the work in your lifetime, and now it's.
Hey, I tell you what, guys, I got an idea for you.
What you got?
Oh boy, here we go.
And then I'm going to leave, but I'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
What if you could find 4 wealthy guys to create? Oh, shit, my wife's coming home.
Does she want to get on the show
Yeah,
too?
well, yeah, shit. Oh, fuck. Get 4 guys, create a league like the NFL.
Okay.
You could have drafts. You could split this country up.
Okay.
You could draft riders.
Mm-hmm.
You could maybe get a guy 30 plus, you know, maybe a team of super many guys.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Throw in
yeah.
a little bit of different sort of stuff.
It's like some
Such
3-man
as,
team races back in the day.
You
Mike,
know,
do you have-
NCC-ish.
Mike, do you have any guys in mind?
Yeah.
Shoot, in the GNCC, we could put guys in the wood with paintball guns for fun. You never
Well,
know.
we definitely know who Travis would draft. He'd draft his fucking boy, Zach Osborne.
Duh. God, that's not even a question.
Yeah,
I'd
although
go Stu Baylor. That dude's an animal.
Mike, you want to be our first wealthy guy, and I'll
Jesus
find the other 3.
He's like, no.
Well, I mean, it really, if you think about it, you could put teams together. That'd solve a lot of problems for the manufacturers.
Yeah.
You know, because the big problem is you've got nobody right now that has an opportunity to lay an investment down and make any money back as the way the industry stands.
Yep.
You know, I couldn't go in and spend my money and make things happen there. There's no opportunity to make money. You don't get there's as a team owner, other than, you know, getting a rock star or a monster or that. And I'll tell you, even the team owners that are there, they don't make money.
Yeah.
They're doing it out of love, or, you know, certain guys do get a lift from their business, like, you know, Factory Connection used to.
Yeah.
But we need a completely restructured industry so that we can stop bankrupting the families, stop, you know, the riders they throw themselves out there as bait every week, and there's no, you know, you see a guy like Chisholm, and he should absolutely have a clear path to stay in this sport and industry. And, you know, there's really not one other than going on podcasts. And I don't really think he makes any money doing that.
No.
So,
Well, you know, 10th place at an outdoor national in the 450 class
just
gets you
think
$500.
it could be changed if you could get some creative, good business minds together.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Hey, I got to go, guys.
Okay.
Good
Thank,
talking
thank you
to
for your time.
thank you, sir.
Hey,
we
thank you for
appreciate
the
it.
time,
Thank
Mike.
you. Oh, shit, my wife's coming home.
I love that fucking
Dude, I
guy.
fucking
Went
love
right
Mike
in the
Grondahl.
door and all right, boys, see ya.
I love it. Hey, man, when you're somebody like Mike Grondahl, you don't have time for bullshit.
Nope.
No, and Travis blew it on the questions.
Yeah. That happens.
I don't. I
Was
think,
that a
I
real
don't,
thing,
I,
or was he busting your balls?
Well,
honestly,
I don't know.
honestly, think with somebody like Mike Grondahl, he probably was serious, but he probably really doesn't give a shit. He doesn't seem like a guy that really gets too upset about details like that. I mean, clearly his life sounds pretty fucking good right now.
His
His life sounds pretty legit.
he sent me the Stank Dog audio going off on Pulp, and then sent me a text that said any question with a question mark.
No, I think
Then he
was
sent me. Then he sent me the actual Stank Dog video.
The only question I had for him was, and it's not that big of a deal because he's already addressed it before, but I wanted to know, like, since the last time, because it was on Jace's podcast, does he still have a friendship with Ziggy and Jeff Myshak?
Yeah.
I know he has a friendship with Ziggy, but I don't think he ever said if he's still friends with Myshak or not.
I just like talking. I tried to get into the business thing. Like, that's interesting. 150 grand to ride there. All
I
year?
think
That's
the moto side apart, because I've heard those numbers before. I was just more interested on going off on, we're not talking about moto anymore, his stance on crypto.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, I don't know one way or another. I'm like him, a novice, but I mean, when you're talking about somebody who's made as much money as Mike,
Yeah.
like, you kind of sit there and listen when
Yeah,
he
I would
says
have.
shit
I would have
like
talked to him some more about that too. But yeah, whatever.
and also what he said about the, and I think he, with Planet Fitness being as big as it is, or what it got to,
Yeah.
he knows people that are in the right places. Like, he
Yeah.
knows
Oh, yeah.
motherfuckers that are inside trading and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Oh, he probably knows some very, very powerful people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really interesting to
pretty
hear.
sure I've
That's
seen-
really interesting to hear what he said about if it gets the approval to go whatever. And he said the big boys are loading up, like he knows the signals. So
Pretty sure I've seen pictures of him floating around the internet that was like at the White House with Trump not too far after the
Yeah. No,
inauguration.
he has. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah, that's cool.
he knows people in very high places.
Yeah, he does. So, all right.
yeah, no, very very interesting to talk to when you can get him,
Dude, he is.
I'd love to get
he
him
is
high
an
as
interesting.
fuck.
He is an interesting dude, but sometimes he like
When you're
his
I would
brain
love to
his
talk to
brain
him.
goes a gazillion miles an hour, and it's hard to keep up sometimes.
But you
like,
think
but
about it,
that's
though,
why
with somebody
he's in the
that's-
position he is.
I was
That's
about to
why.
say, you think about all the successful people in the world. Most of them are like that. Like
Yeah.
your brain never shuts off.
Yeah,
even when you're.
That's why he's
retired.
got
Constantly
9
thinking
figures
of
in the
ideas.
bank, and we're sitting here with our thumbs up our asses in my fucking parents' pole barn doing a podcast for pennies. So whatever. Okay,
Yeah, I
like
wanted
mine.
to get into asking him about like I like talking about the bikes, all the bikes he's
Yeah.
got.
yeah,
I'd like to talk to him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if
about
we're ever down
this.
in Florida.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there at some point. So, okay. Let's move on with some more moto stuff. So, the futures, which we kind of touched on for a second. So, that was fucking
joke.
stupid.
Do we even want to talk about it and waste our breath on it?
Yeah, because I want to point out that that it was fucking stupid because
Well, like I talked to you guys, Base Flug and Benji Garib were supposed to be there. And I
who
don't-
do they ride for?
Base Flug took one of
Boat?
the Cowie rides.
Yeah,
he's the
he's
next
good.
pro
Okay.
season
He's good.
guy.
Okay.
And Benji Garib is on like a satellite, quote unquote, factory Yamaha team.
Okay.
He was in the Racer X video at Paula,
Oh,
29
okay.
on a Yamaha.
I have
the
no
answer
idea.
gear.
I didn't see that video.
Okay,
so.
well, he's in that video, 29 on a Yamaha. Or-
EBR guy, right?
Yeah.
They call him Juju.
Yep, he's from like Puerto Rico or Costa Rica
Okay.
or something. He's fast. They were supposed to be there. I don't know why they were.
I don't know if they would have been in the same. I mean, they would have been better than 30 seconds.
Base
off,
Flug
but-
probably would have been close to Ryder D. Garib, not so much.
I was
But
going to say, that pretty much went exactly the way I thought it was going to go when I saw the first practice.
Saw the entry list.
The
Yeah.
only person I
Well, I didn't
recognized
even see the
other than
entry.
Ryder D was Blake Ashley. That was the only name I recognized.
Did
I
you
didn't
see Connor Visger on there? He's from Bellevue.
Oh, he was there, wasn't he? Yeah, he
I
didn't do
mean,
shit, though.
you've got a dude who's on a pro circuit bike who's probably much like LeBlanc, Deegan, Romano. He's doing the full Supercross prep with the fucking team,
Well, he's been riding with,
and he's
everybody.
also got
Yeah, I mean his lap times would have qualified him like what 14.
He's got
was-
he's got an 18-year-old man face and a 12-year-old body because
was,
we saw him at Iron Man, and I was like,
yeah.
holy shit, that's a little kid.
He was on par with Carson Brown's lap times. I
Yeah.
mean, Carson was a little bit faster than him, so wherever Carson qualified, that's where.
and he's
once-
also what 15.
17.
17. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
Child.
I still don't see him. I see him much like Jet Reynolds, which I don't see much going on.
I think Ryder D is going to be better than Jet, just in the sense that even though he's had more hype, even more hype. I mean, dude, he's sponsored by fucking Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
he's had more hype around him. I feel that Ryder D is not as much full of himself as Jet Reynolds is. And if you look at Ryder D's track record through the amateurs, he's been able to stay healthy a lot more than Jet Reynolds has.
Yeah.
Jet, I think, is going to be an absolute disaster. No, I'll be really curious to see when Ryder D. I think it's probably. I would assume it's going to be one of the Texas rounds. When he lines up with a Romano, a Chance Hymas, what his laptop, like how he fares against guys like them in the Supercross futures. Because that's who his that's who he's really racing.
Oh, yeah.
Is Chance and Romano.
Yeah.
That's who he's racing.
Yeah.
Is he Romano and LeBlanc?
Huh?
So if Ryder D and all these guys come out and beat LeBlanc and Romano, is Bobby Reagan going to fire him?
Maybe. Who knows?
LeBlanc probably is going to get fired, but
Yeah.
Romano's
I feel like
You don't
LeBlanc
have
might be
high
back.
hopes in LeBlanc?
I do, man.
I
But
think
he's
they
gotten
should.
hurt.
I could see them canning him and getting Towers.
They could, dude. That's a good. That's a
Yeah,
good
I
look.
could
Because
see
Towers
that
is on a
too,
Yamaha, or even if they wanted to
looks
go
good
with
on
like
that
Brad
Yamaha,
or
too.
Brad West or something.
Yeah.
Towers is legit. Brad West. He's a Cowie guy.
I was happy to see that the futures was not a complete fucking shit show of just dudes
Yard sailing.
and getting carted off. So that was nice
Well,
to
yeah,
see.
when you double everything other than Ryder D. What the
Well,
fuck do you
like I
think's gonna
said,
happen?
at least they didn't get fucking carted off. I would rather see
mean,
them go slow like that and not
how-
get carted off.
How many laps did they do in the actual race?
It was only like 5 or 6 minutes.
Like an extra
30
race.
seconds on second place. That's really fucking
30
sad.
seconds on second place, and there's 20 seconds between second and fourth place.
Oh my god!
So there was almost
That's
a minute
sad.
between the winner and fourth place.
Yeah, you
So
know,
how many people did he lap?
Did he lap 8?
I think so.
Probably lap the whole pad.
I'm just
in
gonna
a
say though,
5-lap race.
anybody that was watching that watching
I didn't
that,
even watch it.
I didn't. I watched like
did.
the qualifying because that was the
Yeah.
first thing on like the qualifying show. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Anybody that was tuning into that and had no idea what was going on, they're probably going,
What the fuck are we
Jesus
watching?
Christ, half of these dudes suck.
Well, wait till the end of the year because apparently at Salt Lake City, they're on the night show. Like, we are
Yeah,
going to
but-
watch them on the broadcast.
But I'm going to assume that one though, if it's on the broadcast, Ryder D is going to be there, Chance is going to be there, Romano
Yeah.
is going to,
Well, yeah.
like guys that like are actually worth watching. Which, like I said, I think the futures thing is a shit show, but I actually really am kind of curious.
I just think
who's
that
got
you
the
needed,
pecking order.
You needed to set this up more than just
Yeah.
go, oh, this is what we're going to do and throw it out there.
But
and
to
like
the-
no one really knew what the
to
fuck
the
was
core
happening.
to the core people that know what's going on with these amateurs, dude. There's all this hype around Chance and Romano, and I know Ryder D. But dude, if like a Ryder D goes out there, and I'm not saying he's going to, but say he just waxes Chance and Romano, for the people in the know, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Because they're actually riding a real Supercross track.
Yeah.
Now, if Chance goes out and wins, or Romano goes out and wins, we're like, oh, business as usual. Like that was to be expected. But like Ryder D, people got to remember, dude, he didn't even get to race his full year in B class. He sat out pretty much the entire year.
Yeah.
So if he goes out and beats those guys, like the next big thing, I mean, that's a big deal to people like in our space. Not so much
Yeah.
to the casual fan.
I mean, I really like what they're trying to do
Yes.
with it. However,
It's
there
poorly done,
needed
like
to
the
be
combine.
the execution sucks.
Like the combine.
yeah.
Hey, we're gonna let you know, and that like a week before the race,
before.
and then guess what? This is
But
what
at
we're
least
doing.
with the combine, they're riding a track that like
yes.
people are used to riding. It's a
But as far
motocross
as
track.
but as far as the execution, I'm
As
talking
far as the
about, it was
execution,
terrible.
yes, was
it was the
fucking
same
terrible.
fucking
Yes.
thing. It was a shit
Yep.
show. We
Yep.
want to try to be professional and do this and that, but yet we botched
Yeah.
like the guys that were supposed to transition into the pros. You can't
Yeah.
even do that right.
Like there is certain infrastructure that should have been put in place before this was announced, done, whatever. Like there should have been Supercross tracks built at certain training facilities at certain certain points in the country
See,
here,
and
where these kids could go. And then they should have worked deals with everyone like say Paula, State Fair, all that stuff of like, hey, these kids are signed up to do this. We need to get them on your Supercross track.
just about to say that.
Because do we know if these kids are allowed on those tracks? Because they don't have a pro card.
If
technically,
you're on a team, even if you're a B rider, you're technically considered advanced
Yeah,
enough.
but a lot of the
Okay.
guys in futures aren't on a.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the problem.
Well,
and that's what
to
we
your-
saw yesterday.
To your point, though, this is exactly why, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but it's just what we compare it to now. Formula One. Formula One invests in like places for these guys to go test when they can.
yeah,
Feld, like I'm not expecting the AMA or MX Sports. Feld, you have enough money. You're trying to make money off these kids. Dude, shell out a couple hundred G's to build a fucking Supercross track in Southern California just specifically for these kids to go run.
not even Southern California.
and don't make
There's
it like-
tracks in Southern California.
Or you can do it in Georgia. You can do it anywhere that it's summer most of the time. And don't charge $1,000 fucking dollars for these dudes that don't have the money, that are not on a team, just to go ride your complex.
Well, you don't even have to do like Georgia and stuff. Okay, this is very simple. You don't even have to You don't even have to shell out that much money. Okay, you have what is it? Club MX, south of the border, all of those down there in the southeast. Okay.
Yep.
Even into Florida with like Sandbox and
WW.
yeah, whatever,
83,
or
yep.
Ratteries or whatever.
Yep.
You could go to these places, say, hey, we're going to give you $50,000. we're going to have, I don't know how many kids, but we're going to have kids that need to ride Supercross to do this futures thing. We need to be able to put them on your guys' Supercross tracks. Can you make this happen? And all these facilities are going to go, yeah, give me 20 grand.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Simple, easy, no problem.
Pretty sure Colleen and Big Brian and Little Brian would not say no to that kind of money.
Yeah. Then you go to like,
Josh Woods next door.
Exactly.
yeah, then you go to like Texas. Okay, so you go to Texas.
Go to Three Palms.
Say there's not a track there. So Three Palms. Okay, cool. Hey, can you guys build this? We're going to give you this amount of money, and we're going to continue to use you. We will mark you as a facility. We'll use you as a facility to hold the race, the qualifying.
Right here.
Huh?
Build one right here.
I mean, dude, I'll build
20 grand.
There's actually
will
one
build-
down the road.
I'll build a full blown arena cross track out there. No problem.
Where's this one down the road?
It's like what, right around the corner?
It's that way, about 3 miles. Yep.
On the same road.
No, so you do like a
I
left,
always forget about it.
left, right,
Doesn't
left.
matter. You're never gonna ride
around
there,
the corner.
I'm never gonna ride there.
No, we're not cool enough.
No, unless Kev's
actually,
here,
I'm
you're
hoping
not.
I'm hoping to
Why?
be next year.
because we're not gonna go. I don't want to blow them out, but they told Travis the only way he could ride is if Kev rides there. Now, if you can get like,
I'm going to talk my way.
if you
in
can get
there.
your boy Walker to come down, if we can get Kessler. Or
I
whoever,
mean,
I will talk my way in there. Don't you fucking worry.
I could talk to Jamie, but I don't think it'll. Do
no, I will
anything.
talk my way in there.
Okay, well,
don't you
whatever.
worry.
Anyways.
I'll ride there next year.
no, I know guys that know him too because
Yeah.
they
I'll ride
go
there.
out to M40.
Yep.
I got plugs.
I'll
Well,
ride
Denver.
there next year.
Denver,
Jordan.
I don't.
Jordan.
I don't want to go ride M40. I just want to ride there.
Okay, back to the thing though. The last
I wanna
thing
ride-
was,
Putter on that thing.
I want to ride Supercross.
you just want the experience.
Well, to be honest, like we were watching Supercross yesterday, and I told Ashley, I was like, dude, I would love to just ride Supercross.
Would you just commit? Would you commit to a triple? Just preload the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, just to see what it's like to hit a triple?
Supercross. So here's the thing with Supercross: it's more about timing than it is about speed. Speed scares me. Okay,
Yeah, we've been over
I
this
do
before,
not
yeah.
like going fast on a motorcycle, like really
That's why
fast.
you
So-
never drag race a road bike.
yeah.
yeah, so like
That's why I
outdoors.
think I'd be good at Supercross. but I've
Yeah,
never
so
ridden
like
it.
outdoor, but like timing, like dude, I can go in there and I can double, and then go, okay, cool. This time I'm gonna double, 3 out, and then this time I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna double 3, and boom, and like work my way up to it to the point where I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just like 3, boom through it, and like yeah, whoops. But you can go through whoops consistently slower. And not like blow your brains the fuck out every
just-
single time.
or you
Yeah,
just
just
skip the
like
whoops.
they're so whatever. You know, like I feel if Supercross was more prevalent, I could fucking ride it really well. I like riding my small track out here because I put the bike in fucking second gear and I fucking go and I don't have to think about shifting and am I in fourth gear? Am I in third gear? Do I have to shift halfway down this fucking straightaway or rollers? Do I have to shift
my
going up
dumb
the
ass
face
was
of this?
shifting through there.
If you're on a 450, you could just put it in fifth and you'd be fine.
See, like I
Well, I was on my 450 and I was second or
I
was lugging third out of the corner.
Yeah, I mean,
through
I was
the
gonna say I ride that whole track in second gear, and if I built it up, I would still ride the whole fucking thing in second gear.
So, anyways, back to the whole Feld thing. The question is that do you think the top guys at Feld actually even thought about that, or they're just like, fuck it?
No, never thought about it once.
Which is once again why we will never be as big as Formula One or MotoGP. Because
They're
the
ju-
high up dudes, I don't expect the MX Sports to do it because that's a whole different thing. But the Feld, like, we put all this emphasis on Supercross. It's
Yeah.
the show. It's the one that pays all the money. We're in the stadiums. We're under the lights. We're on the big network on Saturday nights. And
This
if
is the one that needs to have the thought process put into it to
and
be
the
able
fact,
to grow it.
If they really can't even think about something that fucking simple, us dimwits over here can.
Yeah.
That's why we'll never be as big as Formula One and MotoGP because those guys actually create facilities
Yeah.
for guys to go test at.
Which is one
And
thing
it's
I
not
was-
even close to build a Supercross track. It is to build a fucking place to go drive a Formula One
yeah,
car.
which is what I was gearing up to ask Grondahl too right before he hung up was did you ever try to buy Supercross? Like, did you ever try to just be like, hey,
I don't think he
I'll
would want
buy
that
it?
headache.
Astifen's group tried to.
I don't like them buying it either. You need somebody core to buy it. Is what
Kind of
you
off
need.
topic. I didn't know this. Did you know that Kristen Beat worked for the Wasserman Group? She used to work for the Wasserman
Oh,
Group.
hey, I was going to bring this up too.
Oh boy.
Speaking of that, FYI,
Kristen Beat gets brought up.
I fucking love her.
Dan Hubbard fucked up. Yeah, your husband plays here at the baseball. Bro, she's not married. She's not
Yeah.
married. She doesn't even have a husband. He fucking plays.
It's pretty serious. I've checked it out. Anyway,
Anyway.
Oh, boy.
what's his nuts? Who was
one?
on the the guy from
Joseph?
America's Got Talent that
Joseph?
you didn't like.
Yeah.
Did you
the
notice?
Fresh Prince.
Did you notice? Yeah, Fresh Prince. Did you notice how they shit all over your fucking thing yesterday, being like, bro, this guy rode. He fucking
They put a whole
whole thing together of how he rode.
It was straight up Sean Hackley on Disney Channel shit.
Whole thing together about him riding. Just shit all over your fucking chest about how he used to ride. Didn't they say he went? Did he go Loretta's or
It was
was
like
he?
racing arena cross and shit.
Yeah.
Cool. What arena
Shit-
cross series? What
shit
did he do?
all over your
What did he do?
chest
What did he
about
do?
him not knowing
Whatever.
about the sport.
He's not a fucking spode.
You
Yeah.
sure about that? You sure that they didn't manipulate things? Did you actually see footage of him racing arena cross?
Yes.
They
You
had
did.
footage of him riding on
Yeah.
there.
What? But where? When?
I don't
Because
know.
if you
Back
talk
and
about
review the
2008,
footage.
I can tell you whether that was a lie or not. 'Cause that was
Honestly,
every arena cross race.
honestly,
What's that dude's name?
It reminded me of the 90s. So probably back in the 90s.
But it can't be. He's not that. I don't think he's as old as Cole is.
Okay,
There's no
great.
fucking way.
In the early 2000s, whatever. He's not a total fucking spode who's never been around. He's not Rutledge Wood who's never thrown his leg over a bike. He's fucking rode.
My argument is
So-
not. It has nothing to do with him. That wasn't my argument about him not riding.
and you're just pissed because homeboy's pumped up to be there.
That was my argument. He needed to calm the fuck down. Not everybody there he talks to is his bro. Listen, you're not on AGT. You're not dealing with a bunch of really famous people that are in Hollywood. Everybody here is not friends with you, man. Calm it down a little
They
bit.
all seem pretty friendly.
Yeah, until
they
the
were
cameras
pumped.
go off, and then they're like, dude, get the fuck off.
They were pumped to be on TV.
Yeah, I'm
Look,
pretty sure Hunter Lawrence did not want to talk to him.
they shit all over your chest.
Cool. Bring me some of his results, and we'll get back to this conversation.
Look, if they were to put me on TV, would you want to see my fucking results in C class?
No, because you wouldn't be acting like, bro.
That
You would be
depends
acting like
if
a
they were
complete
like
tool.
if they were paying me money and being
Unless
like,
it was
yo,
Jet, you'd be on your knees.
they were being like, yo, bring the excitement, and
They're
I'd be
gonna
like,
put
fuck
Travis
yeah!
on TV. They're gonna put you on
You
TV.
keep coming to, you get to that Jimmy Neutron.
They could put me on TV.
We're getting footy of you going triple, triple, triple at this fucking track down the road, and you're going on TV.
But actually, the thing is, it's not actually Travis. We're going to do a cutaway scene, and we're just going to pull him off the helmet. But then actually, it's like, I don't know, Jace Kessler or something.
Why can I not go 3-3-3?
On a Supercross
I don't
track?
think you know how gnarly Supercross really is.
You've
If
been,
this
you've
is
done,
if this is a 2-scale Supercross track, you will do two
so
laps
you,
around that thing and
when
say,
you've been to the
"Fuck this."
Supercrosses, have you been down on the stadium? Like, did you
Yeah.
walk? Okay,
I was on Oakland's floor.
okay, but did
And
you
I will
walk the
admit
track?
that
Did you walk the track?
Not all of it. We did whoops, a couple of turns before and after.
So you-
start
did you
gate
ever
area.
Also, your stock ass suspension.
Did you ever
won't
stand
do
on
those
top of-
transitions?
I
any of
did
Did
that.
you ever
fully
stand
agree.
on
I would
top
have
of
to
the
have
face
suspension
of one of the
ready.
rhythm sections?
Huh?
Did you ever stand at the top of the face of one of the rhythm sections?
I'm trying to think of what sections because we only got to walk 2 sections because of insurance policy. Obviously, you can't have random people walking
Yeah.
up in a section where they're dozing and stuff like that. So we didn't get to walk a whole lot of the
Because
track.
I remember the first time me and Andy Myers, when he was getting ready for Arena Cross, when he was 17 after we left Monster, and we went to a first Arena Cross back when the tracks were actually just as gnarly as Supercross, and we were in Des Moines, Iowa, and he had been riding the track down at Monster, which was pretty tamed down, but still legit. And we went there, and right out of literally like a probably 100-foot start, left-handed 45-degree corner, right out into an on-off. And you're looking at it, you're like, oh, that's not the big deal. And then you stepped up to the face is about 5 feet peaked. And then you're looking at the tabletop that's another 2 feet higher than that. And you're like, I have 10 feet out of this corner to hit this on-off. And if I clip it with my rear wheel, I'm literally just going to endo over the backside and slam into the backside of the landing.
yeah.
And it's like, I understand what you're saying, but it's one of those things when you like actually like have time to look at it, you're like,
Like, don't get me wrong.
Jesus Christ, if I make a mistake, I'm going to die.
Being on that track, whoops are fucking deep, okay? Which I
Yes.
totally expected. And again, I'm not saying I'm going to go out and stew blitz these whoops, okay? That is
My
not
holder wide
that is
open and just
not
fucking
what I'm
send
saying
it.
at all. I remember the berm before because it was a 180 bull. I remember walking up that and being like, "This is bigger than what I have out here," because it was probably 6 feet tall.
Yep.
Okay, 6-7 feet. So it's taller than what I have out here. And I was like, yeah, it's bigger in that sense, but it wasn't so big or so steep that I was like, holy fucking shit, I can't imagine riding this. I was just like, yeah, dude, like I could probably carry more speed through this than obviously that because it's taller, it's steeper, like whatever, but it wasn't scary. And then I remember, so that year they went across the start straight and then they jumped a huge wall and that went into sand and then a 90. And I remember standing on the start straight and we weren't allowed to go over to the wall jump, but the wall jump, I remember It was fucking huge. And me and a couple other people were standing there going like, God damn, that's a big ass wall. And that I was like, holy shit. Like, again, don't get me wrong. It looks huge, but I'm just standing there. I'm not on a bike, okay? I remember rolling up to Redbud my first year, looking at Larocco's Leap, and this is, mind you, before I had ever swung a leg over a dirt bike. I had never been on a track. I'd never been on, and going, there is no way I would even ride up that fucking thing. And now it's like I go there and I'm like, yeah, dude, that's the easiest fucking jump on that track. Like, you just fucking roll in third gear and just like, brap.
That double last night, out of the right hand to 90, come back across the start.
That jump looks sick.
If you were in a race situation, though, like, would your first lap, would you hit that on your 450?
Yeah.
That was a big booter.
That double. Like, if you were in a race situation, say you were riding that track.
One where Moseman crashed.
Yeah, say you were riding that track and you were literally going out for first lap of practice. Would you just hit it without even thinking about it first lap? Not even sizing it up?
You're talking
that one I would, because
I know it's a huge lip, but like, would your brain be thinking about like, hey, like, I know I can hit this no matter what? And I'm not talking about you being by yourself. I'm talking about you having to process that people are around you. Would you have just gone out there and hucked it first lap without even stopping?
Yes, if I spent a lot of time on a track, yes.
But that's not what I'm saying.
Hold on, stop.
Yes, I would have.
Let me make sure I'm thinking of the right jump here. You're talking. You come off that rhythm section. There's
The
that
whoops,
90.
no, the
You know
whoop
where
section,
Moseman crashed? The double after that.
the whoop section, and then that right hander, and then you hit that double.
The double
Or not the
where
rhythm
Moseman
section.
crashed.
Yeah,
The
When you come
rhythm
back across the
section,
start.
right hander double, and then
Yes,
you go across
come
the
back across the
start.
start.
Okay, yeah, that booter double.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm saying first lap out there, not even thinking about it.
What do you guys think that is? That's second gear, third
Well,
gear.
once again, you're talking
Second
about a
on
factory.
450.
Yeah, you're talking about a factory 250F as well.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I consider myself a fairly decent skilled rider, and I walked the track at Daytona, and I said, no fucking way. I looked at the transitions in there, and I said, there's no fucking way.
Post race with all the ruts and everything, or you're talking fresh?
I'm talking post-race, but even the transition that nobody touched off on.
Because the thing
that.
is, when you go out there and you're looking at it, you're not even thinking about the rate. You're just like, oh, I'm going to hit this. But then when you get on the bike and you actually have to start processing that information at speed, you also, we're humans, you start thinking, oh, if I clip this with a rear wheel, or even if I flatland and G out, like, that's
but
another
the steepness of it was
Yes.
a whole nother.
Especially when you have like a jump that's only 25 feet, but the face is like this, and you have to think, dude, if I even hit this just a little bit too fast, I'm going to get so much lift, I'm going to mistime it right away.
Yeah, but see, my mind is so fucking slow, and this is such a waste of us talking. Nobody gives a shit about this, but my mind is
We're building it up. we're gonna the training of Travis the Travis triple training session.
But the problem too, though, is I know what
my
you're about
mind
to say.
is so slow as like, and I'm such an old man at this point of like, if I go out there and feel like I can't do it the first lap, I'm not going to do it the first lap and wad my shit up. I'm going to roll through there. I'm going to roll through and then like just give it a little brap off one and just like see if I bounce. And if I bounce, like I'm very good because I've been out here so much in a tighter confined space of like, I know
this is nothing like.
but I know when I land, like, okay, just grab onto everything and slow
But the
down, and it
problem,
will
though,
stop
is
it
this
because
is
there's.
nothing like a Supercross.
But the problem
But
is
it's
in Supercross,
so.
though,
So yes, this is nothing like a Supercross because I don't have it built in the scale like that. However, the length of space and what is happening is it's similar because I know that like. A normal arena cross track is somewhere in the 180 to like 220 length, and then it's however many feet wide. And this is in that realm. It's literally like, I think that's like 200 by, what is it, 45, 50, something like that, width-wise, okay? Which is very similar to arena cross status. It's a little narrower, and it's even more narrow because I'm the only one riding it, and I have that lane in there.
But what I'm saying
between.
is, yeah, the dimensions might be the same, but those jumps and berms aren't.
the
even
problem on a
fucking the
Supercross
same.
track, though, is if you commit right away at the first part of the rhythm section, you're already carrying so much momentum that it's not one
have
of those
to
things
commit
that
to
you
the second
can't
part.
roll off because once you hit the backside and you go in that transition and that chassis unloads, if you roll off just a little bit, there's so much compression on the suspension. When it unloads, if you don't keep that energy going, you're going. That's where like
have
you don't
to hit the second one.
Yeah, you almost like have to commit at that. If you don't commit to the first part of it, then yeah, you can just kind of, I'm going to double through. But once you commit to it,
I remember going to Indy Supercross with your dad,
Yeah.
you and your dad, and sitting down by the like in the front row during practice,
Yeah.
and me being like, man, like I look at some of this stuff and I'm like, maybe like a lot of it, and your dad being like, no, this section right here, super easy. You just double through it, you'll be fine. And me being like, Marty, but man, I don't. And he's like, no, dude, it's so easy because like you just hold her at the same spot and you just like wrap, and I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah, because if you're just doubling through it, he's not wrong. But the thing is, we're talking about if you're committing to doing like a
Like
3-3-3.
triple.
well, yeah.
And then you
Do you know how many times I'm going to double through that section though before I'm like,
You mean like every
let's
futures
wind up a
racer?
3.
I would probably double through it all day and say, no, I'm never winding up a 3.
I'm going to do that 1,000 fucking times before I go, I'm going to 3 out. And then I'm going to do it another 1,000 times 3 and out before I go, you know what? Let's 3 and then 3 because I think I can do this. So I'm going to be so fucking comfortable doing just these jumps of like 3 and through that like it's going to be ridiculous. I am not going to be the kid where the announcer is on the loudspeaker at the arena cross at fucking Grand Rapids at Van Andel telling the C-Class dude as he's going through the whoops just wide open about fucking whiskey throttling every single whoop. Hey, man, everybody makes the main. Calm her down.
I remember the first time we went
No way.
I remember when we went down to Monster when Grant Malone was riding for us and we were doing arena cross and we were going down there riding the Supercross track. You've seen like it's just like the arena cross track. It's tamed down, but it still has some crazy rhythms. And we definitely did not have suspension set up for Supercross. Like the arena cross stuff, it was okay, but Supercross not even close. And I remember the first time he tried to square up on one of the rhythm sections, and the fast line was like 3 over the table, 3-2 into the corner, something like that. And I remember he went in, and we were on a motor with just a high comp piston and a cam, so he had to seat bounce the shit out of it. And I remember him coming in, and he seat bounced it so hard, but when he did, right at the top of the lip, he shifted his weight forward and rolled
It
off.
threw him like that.
And it just went like this, and I just all of a sudden I'm standing on the other side. And I'm like, oh shit! Caught the tail end of it, and I just see a 250F going.
Yanking, yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, Grant, you're not riding Supercross anymore. You're gonna ride the outdoor track.
Like I said,
And that's a dude who knows how to ride a dirt bike.
I'm not.
Open A, 4th place.
Yeah,
Loretta
I
Lynn
am
section.
not saying that I could.
No,
do,
I'm not saying you can't without
like
time.
I'm not trying to build this up as
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm so fucking like I could go just fucking jump off some
Like Cole
cross
riding
track and
national?
go. Yeah, like no
I
way.
can't do that.
I'm like I'm out
Don't
on
even
that.
start with that talk.
I'm just saying that like, I mean like, dude, it has crossed my mind to actually build this arena cross status out here somewhere. Not a whoop section. We don't need a whoop section, okay? I'm
Plus,
never gonna
that's-
fucking hit whoops in my life.
That's also it's very hard to maintain a real.
Yeah,
set of
so let's just
Supercross
put it that way.
whoops.
But could I build the rhythms? Could I build a fucking booter finish line jump?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty simple. You build a what did they call it? A two to 1?
A 3-5-3.
Well, no, I'm just saying. So like the booter finish is like a 2 to 1 scale. So for example, if it comes 14 feet or if it goes 7 feet out, it needs to be 14 feet long. Yeah, 3-5-3. Because I know how those phones doing. You two?
I'm listening to you.
Is everything good?
I'm listening to you,
Are,
dude.
are those texts important? Is your mom okay?
This is not my mom. My mom got married yesterday, though.
No shit.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm glad we got invited to this wedding. I see where
It
we
was
stack
literally
up.
at my fucking house, bro.
And?
Calm down.
So why couldn't we be
was the
invited?
Because I was the witness for her and Rich, her husband, his mom was his witness.
do you
His
like?
kids.
Do you like the guy or
Well, I've
not?
known him for 10+ years.
Oh,
He's a really
okay,
good
all
guy.
right. So this is like
So,
not a new thing.
Where was the reception?
Yeah,
We're gonna do it in the summertime.
I love to fucking party. I'm fucking wild, bro. Anyway, no, I have thought about building up the rhythm though, because I do know, like, so I actually went out and measured this summer. So the first jump going in is a 3.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'm like, okay, the table's not a 5. That's where we run into problems. The table after the on needs to be a 5, and then we need to have a 3 off, and then it probably needs to be a 5-3-3 going into the corner type deal.
Were you renting out a skidster when you built that?
No, I have 2. Why would I rent one?
Well, no, I'm talking about when you first built it. Did you have one at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you had one at the time.
We've
or
had a
not.
skid steer since I was fucking 2 years old, man.
Okay. I
So-
just didn't know if when you first built it, if you had
The
a
one I
skid steer.
have is kind of old and it's not the fastest moving thing, so it takes a while, but it gets the job done.
No, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's better than either paying to rent one or buying one at this point, but whatever.
All right, so let's talk before we wrap this up. Let's talk a little bit what we think's gonna happen going into San Diego this weekend. I think as far
haven't
as
seen a track
I think
map
the
yet.
I think the weather is supposed to be good because I know that was a concern for Oakland. And
Okay.
obviously it ended up being fine. I think I looked at it last night and I think it's supposed to be like a normal California week, 65 sunny. So I don't think we're gonna get any rain.
All right.
What do we think for each class?
I got Craig winning again.
Do you think it's? I think the question at this point, if he keeps winning, is he going to deal with any adversity?
Can he win without a?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he deal with any adversity?
All right,
Pull a Craig.
So
This is who he
this
is.
is who he is. So
Adversity ruins him.
I guess my question is then, we all kind of think if he does what he's been doing, he's going to win. Who do we think wins if he doesn't get a start?
Hunter Lawrence.
Hunter Lawrence.
You
At this point, yeah.
All right.
Joe needs to get through a race and just get on the box.
Hunter Lawrence is strong at the end.
Yeah.
Do we think Vince Freeze gets another top 10?
Yes.
He did. He looked good, but he
Yeah.
didn't look as impressive.
He didn't
this
look
week.
as good
Nah,
this
he
time.
looked a
He was
little tired
sixth,
this week.
seventh,
whatever.
because I think Joe got him.
When's the Triple Crown?
Now, I don't want to talk too much
Jesus, I
shit
know.
because I don't need Genova coming over here calling me a numbnuts.
Mike Genova would be another. I'd love to get Genova and Mike Grondahl in the same fucking room.
So,
oh my god.
So,
Jesus.
have you heard about? Did I tell you about the Genova?
Yeah, with Weege and all
Yeah,
that.
I heard about all that,
Weege
yeah.
yeah, JT
I would
and
love
that.
to get Genova and Grondahl in the same room, and I only say this because Grondahl we know with his attitude, but Genova is also kind of like that because you don't probably remember this, but do you remember back when Moto Concepts was on Yamahas?
Yeah.
Okay,
When Chiz rode for him.
Do you remember when Paula was the very first time we ever went there? Okay.
Yep.
Did you ever remember seeing on TV where Genova paid to have a full-size fucking hot tub on the side of the track?
Yeah.
He had a full-size fucking hot tub.
I don't remember that. Was that when Porcel, they had a bike ready for him and he never showed up?
Yeah, I think it was Porcel, Chiz,
Tommy Hahn.
and Tommy Hahn, and then obviously also Freeze. When Freeze was number 45.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a feeling the Genova, when you get a few drinks in him, is probably the same way when you get Grondahl to smoke some weed. I'd love it. Two smart businessmen, though.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
450s
So, who
now.
you got 450s?
That I got to go to you guys first because I really have to think about that.
I don't fucking know.
I want to see the track map. Depends on whoops for me.
Honestly, I don't have a fucking clue.
Do we think Ando can keep it going or no?
I think he's on the podium again.
I think somebody else wins, though.
I'm gonna be real honest.
Somebody
with you.
else wins. Anderson's on the podium.
Now, is that Tomac? Is that Webb? Is that Sexton? I don't fucking know. Here's a better question.
Can I just not call a winner?
Here's a better question. How many more races do we go before AC gets in the top 10?
halfway.
I'm not picking him in fantasy
not
until
doing that again.
round 7.
Yep.
Because
Because that
everything
speed's there in the first half.
everything they've been saying is like about 4 weeks in, his shoulder should be really improving and he should be getting better. So we're going on week 3 now.
I'd say week 10 before he really starts
Yeah, and
getting in there, because now after his shoulder heals, it's fitness.
And I'm gonna say halfway point before he even makes it through an entire main
Okay.
without having problems.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I'm hearing is 4
But he's
weeks,
going to put
so
that bike up front.
So who did you say? Who do you think?
I don't fucking know.
Do you have any just
Nope.
off the top? What about
I'm
you?
way
Nothing?
I'm way off on this at this current time. There is nothing.
Can we
There
get
is
some
nothing
juju?
that
We
tells
called
me
Ando.
that Tomac could not win, that Webb could
Tomac-
not win, that
Tomac's in the
Sexton
same-
could
he's
not
gotta get a
win,
start.
that Kenny could not win, that Ando could not pull another one, that Barsha could
Bold
not
prediction.
win.
Bold prediction. Marv wins.
Okay. I can't say
Man,
no to that either.
I want to bring some good juju Marv's way. We called Ando. Ando won.
and I
wanna see
fucking
Marv.
love the fact that we're sitting here and I'm saying I don't fucking have a clue
I just really want to see Marv get a win before he retires.
because the
year.
250 class is kind of boring right now.
I'm sending good juju Marv's way.
Cool. I like it.
Marv.
If he wins, I'm fucking playing the lottery.
Here's a question: does Brees make the fucking main?
No, because you know what's going to happen now. He's
No,
going to get into it
because
with
you got
Joan
Brayton
Cross.
back, you got Oldenburg back, you got Noren back,
Speaking
or
of
whoever fails the test.
Freddie
next
Noren's
week.
back.
I was gonna say who's gonna fail test this week.
Speaking of bitch Oldenburg.
Hey,
I
who
hope-
fails the COVID test this week? Stank dog.
So here's
No, his face isn't too much ass.
So I tweeted this out. I said, "Do you think Stank's 125 making the main party tops J-Law's championship party?"
ooh
Fuck no.
no
Stank's a character, but I don't think anybody can
no
hold
J Law's championship party is
Who fails
wild.
the COVID protocol? Ooh, that's a good question. Alex Ray.
Now let me ask you this: how many rounds do you think we go before a factory 450 guy fails?
Well, we won't know about it until we talk to the right people. Because let's be real, if AC fails the COVID, he's gonna race.
Here's my question:
Kind of like with Frenchie at the end of Outdoors.
I mean, we're probably getting kicked off YouTube for this because we've been saying COVID so much. But so here's my
Omicron.
question. Here's my question: how do we go? How do we go for 2 fucking years and no one has failed? Had to go through COVID protocol. And now this year we've already had however many dudes.
Well, this is going to go back to a conversation that we had with talking about a certain person's girlfriend. Do you think that like she caused a stink and now they're like being more?
So I'm super confused by that situation. We're taught for anybody who doesn't know, we're talking about Kenny.
And I'm trying.
Did you listen to Kenny on the Pulp Show?
He said, "I'm not vaccinated."
He's not vaccinated. He's not getting vaccinated. He's heard way too. So that fucking.
He's like, my immune system is so fucked up that I don't.
Not only that, he made mention of like, oh well. On top of that, I've heard way too many weird things, and I need my body, and I'm a fucking athlete.
But his whole point is, why doesn't everybody just not walk the same line? He's like, I'm not vaccinated. Then fine, I'm not fucking vaccinated.
Okay.
I'll take the test every week.
I don't know. I'm
And
so confused by that situation.
We can't get on this for too much longer. The only thing I'll say to that is, and you made a point of this when we talked about this off camera or off the phone. Do you think that HRC made a stink about everything and basically told Kenny, you have to figure out a way to calm this the fuck down?
Oh,
No.
me too.
Because of the Courtney Instagram post
Nah,
completely getting taken off.
the way he sounded in that interview last week, he didn't give a fuck what she does. He was just like, "Oh boy, here we go."
So why the fuck was she making a stink about it then?
I don't know.
Because she basically said, "Oh
no, he's
Ken's-
on the same.
Ken's-
He's on the same page
yeah.
with her, but he doesn't give a fuck that she.
But she basically said though she's gonna. They know that people are lying about their vaccine.
That was his point. He said, "Why lie about it?"
yeah, I don't know. That's a
Well, then how
such a
about you
weird
tell you? How
situation.
about you tell your wife to not like threaten to call out dudes when it's none of your business? Like that's what pissed me off. Like I think Courtney is definitely a cool ass chick and knows her stuff. I mean, obviously with her brother being Blake. But dude, you can't be threatening to call people out. It's none of your fucking business.
It's a weird ass situation.
I just don't like it, man. Like we
I
joke
don't-
around on here, but I don't like it.
I totally thought the way the situation was going that he was vaccinated and
Yeah, same.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then when he's on Pulp last week talking about, no way, I've heard way too many weird things.
His
Athletes are
body
keeling
probably-
over.
His body can't
I need
handle
my
that.
body. Like, whatever. I'm like, I'm so confused now. I don't even. I just
I just
Well,
don't like
I guess we know that AC and Tomac aren't either. They're all flying on the plane
Yeah,
together.
dude, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's
Really?
That's true too.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Kenny, Eli, and AC all took a private jet together to the race. Wonder how many times that'll happen.
All year.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it happens all year.
Three multimillionaires are flying or splitting a $10,000 flight. Cool.
I think it happens all year.
You think?
I know
what?
where you're going with that, and I think AC and Kenny, but I feel like Eli doesn't have the issue. There's too many things to say the way he lives his life that he's not one of those people that
Has a
I
shit
don't
ton
know.
of money.
that doesn't blow his.
That is
I
a-
don't think he blows his.
That is a
doesn't blow
whole
his money.
nother. That's
Yeah.
a whole nother topic for a
All
whole
right,
nother
so
day.
I got Marv, and I hope Craig crashes in the first turn so Hunter Lawrence can get a win. Or Seth
Yeah,
Hamilton.
Marv and H Law.
So
All
you
right.
just got Craig. That's the only thing you got.
I got Craig, and I'm out in 450.
Question
I don't
mark
fucking know.
wins.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Want to thank our sponsors. Couple sponsor deals to hook you guys up with. First off, the Dirt Bike Depot. You can go to the dirt-bikedepot.com. You can get 10% off with cold
cold call.
That's
with
right.
code TMAS10. Again, that's TMAS10. Also, Adept Creative Co, adeptmx.com. You can get 30% off with code Aftermath21. Again, want to thank all our sponsors. So, Energy Fuel, pick that up at CoachRobStore.com. Premier Custom Trailers, look them up at PremierCustomTrailers.com. TLR Coatings.com for all your custom powder coating needs. Alias Sport, aliassport.com. The Dirt Bike Depot, we just went over that. JT Cycle at jtcycle.com. Adept Creative Co, we just went over that. Gutter Worx, gutters, make sure to check them out if you are in the Southwest Michigan area for doing seamless gutters. Gutterworksgutters.com. Isaac Nelson Designs for all your logo needs at isaacnelsondesigns.com, and Clutch Media at clutchracing.net. Thank you, everyone, for helping us out.
Thank you.
Again, make sure to
Thank
like,
you.
subscribe, comment. Thank you to Kevin and Mr. Mike Grondahl for coming on the show tonight. Thank you, boys, for being here. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Sorry we kind of got off on tangent here after the Grondahl interview.
Let's
We
be
kinda-
honest. You guys come to our show because we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. So make sure to, again, like, subscribe, comment. Check out the fantasy show that we do and put up on Fridays for Fantasy Supercross.
Cole's gonna gloat this week.
Yeah, make sure to check me
I
out.
might be out though because I'll be.
Oh, you're gonna.
Oh, in Vegas. Yeah.
It'll be. I think Thursday night we have an industry party. So
Okay. Well, whatever.
Well, tell everybody
So maybe
what's-
I'll get some. Maybe I'll just bring some sponsors on board while I'm out there.
What score?
Okay,
If you're not
great.
gonna be on, tell her what score did you get.
I don't know. I won out of you two. That's all I know.
281, I think.
Okay, cool. That's all I need to
250,
know.
250.
Okay, wait. You want to know what I had? I went conservative.
Okay.
Dean Wilson, Shane McElrath, Ferrandis, Mookie. 250 class, I went Cole Thompson, Chris Blows. Who's my other guy? Nate Thrasher, and Shimoda.
Okay, cool.
All in the 30s.
That's the way you do it.
Anyway, all right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see everybody next week to wrap up San Diego.
Doses.